Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network. Coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, how you doing?
Cletus.
Yes,
Cletus,
sir.
we got bullets in Pennsylvania, Cletus.
I'm
Bullets.
hearing.
I suggest to you it's an AR-15 that the gun used. That's my analysis at this point. A 223
Yeah,
round, many of them.
that's funny. That's exactly what I said. It sounded like a 223 to me. And judging from the fact that his entire ear wasn't taken off, that's about the only caliber I can think of that would be capable of doing that from that distance.
Are you suggesting the assassin would have been better served if he had hired Mike Tyson, Cletus?
Oh, fuck.
It's just an observation. And what do I know? I'm just a host of Your Ass Hurts News Network, top here at Cock Tower with, let's never forget, Lig My Balls Convention Center. We can't forget that. And
Yes,
the
sir.
owner of
On
the
this,
building is the guys that owns the building. His name is Yuri Mabalzich. So it's quite the conflagration over here of dick and balls. Cletus?
yeah. Well, if we want to stop all the violence, I suggest somebody bend over and take it, and somebody bend over and lick it, and then we'll all get the fuck along, and there'll be nobody violent with anybody.
The give and take. Well, it's funny. The title of the stream is "All Political Violence Comes from Democrats," and that's an accurate statement. It's accurate in every single instance of violence that we've seen throughout the political spectrum for the last 20 plus years. Since Reagan forward, let's go there. With the Black Lives Matter shooting and killing policemen, that became a common occurrence under the Trump administration. Right? Didn't they shoot some guy that was playing baseball while Trump was president? Right? A fucking politician. All the political violence comes from you fucking people that say we shouldn't have guns. And the reason we need guns is because you fucking people are insane. You're sick, degenerate motherfuckers that vote Democrat. You literally are. And those of you that aren't, or think you aren't, that support a group that creates that much fucking violence, that allows 500,000 women and fucking children to be kidnapped and sold into sex trade, you sick motherfuckers. Anybody that holds the fucking status quo with the Democratic Party is an enemy to the United States of America. Cletus?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Needs to be said.
It's just a fucking sad situation, right? That you got a guy that needles the fuck out of a group of people so fucking bad that this has to fucking happen, and somebody ends up with somebody ends up dead. And then a motherfucker on a roof ends up dead because he can't fucking take what the guy on the stage is saying.
And what the guy on the stage is saying is nothing that should be offensive to any American. I shouldn't be paying the fucking housing and fucking lifestyle for 9 million illegal immigrants that just came through over the last 3 years. I don't go to work every day to support that. I shouldn't have to. I don't understand. And when all of those people cross the border, 500,000 women and children get fucking kidnapped and turned into fucking sex fucking pigs, right? I don't want any part of that either. Build the fucking wall. Build it twice as tall as before and electrify that motherfucker. Surround it with alligators. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Knock on a fucking door.
He said surround it with alligators.
On both sides. You ain't coming or going without we knowing, okay? You want out? Get a plane ticket, motherfucker. No, I mean, this shit needs to be said. It's people avoid reality. Your problem is that we are our own fucking problem. And there's a big fucking number of people in this country that want to be the fucking problem. They want to take over the fucking downtown Seattle. What was the name of that group, that violent fucking group?
Chaz.
What about the fucking Antifa people? What about that fucking group? Huh? Bashing fucking people carrying American fucking flags. Why? Because they voted for Trump? Man, and look at the January 6th. Most of that was staged. They were infiltrators in that group that caused that fucking ruckus there. And a lot of innocent people are sitting in fucking jail. Some not innocent. But that whole ruckus started as a result of infiltrators that were part of your federal government and or part of Antifa, part of Black Lives Matter, part of the Democratic Party, supported by George Soros and all the NGOs. That's the enemy of America. You guys want to know who your enemy is? Just look at the people with the fucking Biden sign. Those people are literally your enemy, supporting all of this fucking filthy death and destruction and kidnapping and rape and sexual fucking crimes. Those people are directly your enemy, just like they were when we took it from the British. There were a lot of Americans that supported the king. A lot of people don't seem to understand or remember that. It wasn't every American that was defying the fucking King of England. It was a group. A group. And that group is the one that they prevailed. But those people that you see now supporting and shutting their mouth when a fucking cop gets sniped and gets shot in the fucking head in Houston, Texas after a rally, or just for the sake of shooting them in the head. Now, I'm not pro-police. You guys hear me be very critical of the fucking police, but I don't think that gives you the right to shoot them in the fucking head. Nor does it give you the right to shoot off Trump's ear. Not that he listens. I'll give you that. You want to make the argument, he'll listen to nobody? I accept it. But it still don't mean you could shoot his fucking ear off. Cletus?
Yeah, and definitely doesn't give you the fuck. It doesn't justify shooting at all, right? It doesn't justify that shit. Like, I look at this situation like what you were talking about last night about needling that fucking guy about his car, right? At the end of the day, y'all can needle each other and argue and all that shit, but there's no need in fucking beating each other up or shooting each other or anything like that. Like, it's crazy. It's fucking
right, the dude
crazy.
that has the purse, the man purse?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say his name. Yeah, man purse boy. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, he got rid of that car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was a tad disappointed. He paid twice, he paid twice as much for the engine in that than I did in mine. Mine was built in Tennessee, just so you know. I get my engines from your state.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get the fuck yeah. Listen, a redneck building an engine, get the fuck out of the way. It's going to take you down. I'll take a redneck engine over any engine. So yeah. But in the reality is, the truth is, my title is accurate. All political violence is done by the fucking Democrats. All of it.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see the news on once they release this shooter's information, right? Because I'm torn on which way I think it'll be spun.
What do you think will happen?
Well, earlier I was like, it'll be somebody that they will say is, basically everything Trump is against. But on the other hand, I'm wondering if they will spin this as as somebody that just lost their fucking mind that normally would have been a Trump supporter. And at the end of the day, I don't know that it really fucking matters when you create a fucking divide among people. Quite honestly, a lot of which are fucking just literally fucking insane. This is what happens.
Well, I'm going
to
tell you
promote that fucking divide. They're promoting the divide right now on the fucking news about this shit.
Well, originally, what CNN said. CNN said Trump appeared to stumble and there were some noises.
Yeah.
He stumbled and magically bullets appeared and killed a spectator.
Yeah.
But we need to address this violence, this fucking hate that comes from the other side. I mean, I know this side, or the what they would call the people on the right, okay? Because I side more with that side than the other. The people on the left, the problem I have with you motherfuckers is your points are surrounded in violence and hate. Never are you trying to meet with the minds. Many of the things that you argue for are legitimately things that should be discussed, but you guys don't know how to have a conversation. You just take over downtown fucking Seattle and burn and kick people out of their fucking businesses and send people into unemployment with your violence. Your Black Lives Matter does that. Your non-government NGOs supported by rich fucking corporations. You're flooding the fucking border with all these people. You think 9 million people had the fucking means to walk fucking 1,400 fucking miles but couldn't stay where they are and hate? And you don't even question it. You're so fucking ignorant, so hateful that you don't even question how the fuck that many people could cross that kind of distance, but they were broken. They're fleeing tyranny. They took a leisurely stroll. Who do you think fed them and gave them water along the way? Why couldn't they have done that where they were living? Right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. There's a
So if
lot of
you're a
shit that
Democrat, you're going to come in here and listen to me in true crime. Believe me when I tell you, you're my fucking enemy because you support people that are completely violent. They're erratic. They're illogical. And they're everything is based on feeling. Oh, you hurt my feelings. But, man, I'll hurt the back of your fucking head. Here, turn around so I can fucking flick it. You know, and it's a shame. All this violence comes from the Democrats. I want to see someone in the chat room disagree with me. Where do you see Republicans fucking taking over fucking streets and burning fucking buildings down? Where? What, Kyle Rittenhauser because he shot back? Oh, he's the bad guy. You sick motherfuckers. He's the bad guy. Talk about needing a fucking machine gun. That's what he should have been armed with. He wasn't burning fucking businesses down. That Kyle Rittenhouse, a young kid that was fucking shot and killed somebody, right?
Yeah.
All Democrats are doing that. You're burning down towns and cities. You're unemploying people. You're making people homeless. You're literally killing people. You're turning children into sex fucking slaves and women. And that's your party. That's who the fuck the kind of people you vote for. All we're telling you is we will not accept that. And now you're going to come and point your guns at us? Woe be you. Oh man, I had so much chicken today. I thought I almost woke up thinking it was a different day. It almost T-boned me.
It almost T-boned you, huh?
It almost fucking T-boned me.
So this comment you got on the screen, I mean, do we have anything else that, confirms that? Or is this something that was heard? Like where was it? Where did this information come from?
I don't know. I've heard that too. These are things and all look at. There's no doubt the guy's a Biden supporter. If you support Biden, you support this fucking. And here's the thing: how the fuck can you support women's rights when the Democrat fucking politicians are telling you it's okay for a man to compete in their sports because he claims he's a girl? How in the fuck fucking blind and ignorant can you people be when you're trying to get yourself separate from men but yet equal to men, and then men who are physically fucking strong? They need to fucking pull themselves together and start doing what's right for everybody, not to be the obstinate, irritating, violent fucks that they've become. That whole party is a threat to the United States. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with the point, right? I can't. The title. I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, is that really the case? But I mean, I think without going back and looking throughout history, I don't recent history. I don't see any reason to fucking argue it, right? I mean, it is what it is. You can.
Republicans lie to their base.
Well, listen. What makes people fucking rage more than anything is somebody speaking something that cannot be argued in a valid fucking way, or somebody an argument that is made that is too fucking hard to argue in a valid way, that it makes it much easier and quicker to just resort to fucking violence. And I think that's really what it is.
It's an obvious fact that does not get put forward. People don't. It's like all of these streamers tonight. I promise you, very few, if any of them, and even the news agencies, even those ones that claim they're on your side, none of these people are on your side. Blake. The Republicans lie to the Republicans constantly. They lie to us to the extreme, our side. There is no side. They're all against us. And we as Americans need to realize we, the public, are separate from the political class and the 1% class. We literally are. And they find topics to keep us at odds with. And while they're keeping us at odds over abortion, over fucking things, stupid things like global warming, stupid things like whether you should get a shot or not. Meanwhile, they're hustling in 500,000 fucking women and children to turn into sex slaves around the globe, organ fucking donors around the globe. Those are what the politicians are doing. They're allowing it to happen. At least when Trump was there, he did slow down the immigration. He did almost stop it by building that wall. There were things he were doing that I totally agree with. Do I think he's got a solution? No. Because he's surrounded by hundreds of fucking Republicans that are in on it with the Democrats. It's a shame that we as a group of people allow these differences that mount to fucking a hill of beans get to the point where it's gotten, where not only do you got to take a shot at some guy and kill a spectator, but you can't even have an honest conversation about anything with anybody anymore.
No, you really fucking can't. You can't.
You,
It's fucking unbelievable, right? And talking about the mainstream media and this and that, Newsmax, right? They tout to be far right, if you will. We'll just call it. We'll call them Republican.
right.
But they're doing the same exact shit because I didn't know anything at all about some fucking news agency saying that Trump was Hitler, right? But they use this fucking moment to make sure anybody tuning in is aware that, in their opinion, that's why this fucking happened. And I'm like, all you're doing is creating more fucking outrage and just divide amongst people. At the end of the day, this shouldn't fucking happen. Fuck what was said. Fuck what somebody called him. I didn't fucking know it. I didn't pay attention to it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't think just because you called him Hitler, that means that's why this happened. I don't fucking buy that, because I wouldn't fucking do that. And if it is why it happened, then you know what, motherfucker that's gone that had the rifle is where he needs to be, because he's too fucking stupid to walk the streets. If he's that fucking crazy that a label is going to cause him to do that, then it is what it is.
They should have chopped him up in the amount of votes Trump got in the last election, 74,385,000 pieces. Okay, that's what should happen to this guy publicly. I mean, everybody's out here for the drama. Everybody lives in a false reality. You're either thinking fucking you got to oppose Trump because he's Hitler, or Trump is your savior because he's Christ. And it's a bunch of fucking retard bullshit.
It is.
Is even close to the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Which position is closer to the truth? He's Christ or he's fucking Hitler? Neither.
Yeah, it's I don't know. And I've heard fucking shit about all riots now. People will be rioting and all this, and I'm like, why would you fucking put that out there? Why would you put that out there? Because all you're gonna do is lead more fucking psychos like the motherfucker with the rifle to do exactly what you're saying. Because undoubtedly some fucking moron's gonna be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And you're gonna get it. It's gonna fucking happen. Like, why? Why we?
This is going to get into the discussion of banning assault weapons. This is going to get into.
Yeah, it is.
And the other side is going to have a pillow to rest their head on, because they may not support Trump, but they know if there wasn't an assault weapon, this could have happened to him.
Well, and that's
fucking idiots. I could have taken them down with a single shot bird gun.
In all honesty, that's the first thing that went through my mind after hearing it and hearing the shots. Is I'm like, I hope this is a 5-shot clip fucking hunting rifle. So all these motherfuckers that want to ban a particular frame of weapon can go get fucked. Because I agree with you. I think that's exactly what it'll turn into.
Well, here's an
argument in favor of that.
Here, you guys want to fight back? You find out what Democrats own businesses, and you just stop going there. How about that? That fucking side of the aisle is a dangerous threat to society's stability. They take over entire cities. They shoot fucking police because they disagree with them, or because one cop did something fucking ignorant and criminal, and they'll shoot the innocent cop. Right? They'll burn down fucking business districts. They'll do all of this shit and act like it's fucking justified because we're suppressing them somehow. Because our ancestors were fucking pieces of shit at the time that encouraged slavery, which, by the way, was worldwide. You can't even say they were a piece of shit. They were doing what the world does. Right? But you don't see our side running out there shooting fucking people, burning down fucking towns, stopping traffic from people getting to work and picking their kids up from daycare or getting to the hospital. You don't see us doing that. Yeah. You motherfuckers are enemies, bro. You're enemies of a fucking decent society. A civil society does not need people like you. You should be removed. Fuck, I'll keep the 9 million fucking illegal immigrants and send the fucking Democratic voters back across the border. You go live where those people came from. That's what you deserve for the way you fucking allow your party to behave in this country. You as voters, you sick bastards, have no business voting to put people like that in charge, to let them do what they're doing to this country. For the NCOs and the billionaires and the corporations to fund all these organizations that set our cities on fire. You're fucking guilty of that. For not opposing it. If sit home, don't vote. Hate Trump, don't vote. Okay? And then we'll do the same thing. If Trump starts causing shit in this country that's causing the country to collapse and go down and fight and get violent, then we'll sit home and not vote. But as two separate fucking groups, we got to find a way to come to the middle and work together. But your group, that side of the aisle, is a fucking danger to fucking civil society. Cletus?
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that, right? I mean, you you and I could argue about something and be just adamantly on opposite ends of a fucking spectrum, but it would never fucking result in something like that. You know what I mean? It would never fucking result in something
Eventually,
like
I
that.
wear you down. You agree with me just to shut me up, so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, but there would never be a fucking shot fired, right? There would never be a blow thrown. It's just
right.
it's fucking it's insane. It's insane.
Our side should be pointing this out. Every single person in here that can't prove what I'm saying is false. If you have no fucking evidence to support my statement as false, then these are statements you should be making every fucking day. To coworkers, to neighbors, to your family. That side of the aisle is a threat to civility. Why do you own guns? To protect yourself from people like that. They're look at that fucking guy there that raised all of those billions of dollars and gave them all to Democratic politicians. Now he's in jail with that Ponzi scheme. Who is that fucking guy?
I know.
Yeah, you can remember Central Scrutinizer, but not an important name. Really?
Oh, it's right on the tip of my. I can see him. I know he's got the big fucking hair. I just remember seeing him walking into a courtroom with just gigantic fucking curly hair.
Yeah.
But I cannot think of his fucking name.
Yeah, but that guy supported all your Democrat politicians to get into office. You got that black broad, that fucking ugly looking black broad. She looks like somebody fucking did a burnout on her fucking face, that nasty, filthy pig. Telling you don't let people sit in restaurants, harass them if they see them with a MAGA hat. Those are your politicians, you sick fucks?
Who said that?
That fucking black woman from California. What's her name there? She's an old one, raggedy fucking bitch.
Don't let them sit in your restaurants.
Yeah. You see them out eating, harass them.
Oh, yeah. So you basically are going to try to start some form of makeshift.
Yeah.
Like.
It's racism. I mean, essentially, it is, right? It's well, it would be. I don't know what it's not racism, but it's essentially the same fucking thing, but for political views, right?
Get the fuck out! I wish you would.
It's unfucking American. How about that?
Well, not just that. Listen, I'm anti-abortion, and I'm going to tell you why, folks. I'm anti-abortion because to me, the in modern day, let's just stick current. Bankman-Fried, that's who he is.
There you go.
In the modern day, there's too many ways to prevent pregnancy. One is swallow, bitch. Okay? That's one. Okay? There's one. Okay, folks? Because stomach acid does positively protect pregnancy, and I prove that in a court of law. Let's just stop with that. Okay? The other one is the morning after pill, condoms, birth control, keeping your fucking feet on the floor and not in the air. There's lots of ways to prevent pregnancies. And you think that you should have some right to just kill any fucking pregnancy that happens upon you. Yeah, all we're saying is think about it, stupid. Why must this one orgasm take the life of a potential person that could be fucking Christ for all we know? Could be fucking Hitler for all we know, but we don't know because you killed it. Right? That's why I'm against abortion. There's too many ways not to put yourself in that situation. And when is personal responsibility not a good thing? That's why I take a different opinion of it. And I'm glad the Supreme Court ruled the way it ruled. It's not federally protected in the Constitution. The founders never said thou shalt have the right to forever kill babies. There's nothing in there like that at all. Not even close. So there you go. There's a lot of things on that side of the aisle that are just so fucked up and they're so anti-civil. There's no civility to the points of view they make. Listen, I don't think that any guy that's making $50 million a year should be laying off the guys that make fucking $45,000. He should be taking pay cuts. That's what they do in Japan. I don't know if you see how they do things in Japan, but it's quite opposite what we do here. Japan honors the worker. And over there, if you're starting to run your company, it starts to lose money, man, you as the president are the ones that starts to get the pay cut. You are the one that starts to suffer with how much you're going to earn, and then you get replaced or you get fired, you get shamed. It's quite different over there than it is here. And I think a mixture of whole bunch, like the whole world, we all have different concepts and different ideas, but I think that mixed mash of ideas could be one great thing could come from all of those different little pieces of information. But now let's not talk and come to some fucking sensible understanding. Let's support Joe Biden because he's not Donald Trump, because you've been told Trump is Hitler, you stupid fucks. It's incredible, Cletus. It really is.
It is, and this comment on the screen, I don't know anything about politics in any other country, really, or political parties or anything like that, but I would be curious to know if the same problems exist in the UK.
Their idea of right and left is the reverse. What their left is our right. What our right is their left. Just be aware.
Gotcha.
So European countries is a bit different. The right-wing party is the one that supports all the fucking chaos, the windmills, the fucking unions, right? And then the other side is more like a conservative party. Here's another thing too. That disrespectful piece of fucking shit, President Joe Biden. Okay? That disrespectful piece of shit refers to him as Donald.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like, you fucking jerk off motherfucker. He's former President Trump.
I was like, what the fuck? Like y'all are drinking buddies or something. Like my old buddy Donald is in the he's talking to the doctors. I'm hoping to talk to him later. Was
this an assassination attempt? I'm not sure. I don't have all the facts. They shot the guy's ear to fuck off and killed someone in the audience. No, that was just a conversation gone awry.
Yeah, it was a deer. It was a deer hunt gone wrong.
Fucking incredible, man. It really is. And I'm telling you, all the problem comes from that side of the aisle. They think that what they're doing is because we're repressing them. I don't know anybody that I've ever repressed. I just don't. And I'll be very honest with you. And I don't give a fuck what people think of me. But my company specifically targets people that are middle of the road or Republican to do business with. If I get one fucking inkling that you're a Democrat, I wouldn't fix your fucking house if it was the only house left on earth and we all needed to live in it. I'd watch it fall down. Go fuck yourself. We'll all sleep out here. How you like them assholes? Well, you can do more business. You can make more money. I don't need their money. Remember the other day I told you somebody had called and I was just ready to tell them to stick that job up their ass?
Yeah.
This lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend. Have your friend do an Asian lady told me that. My friends at work told me, you need to put staple, hold my shingle down. I said, staple? Huh? Really? I said, what do your friends do? They work with me. They're accountants. Yes. Yeah. Well, have them do your roof. Don't call here ever again. Click. The fuck you call me for? If you got people telling you how to have them do it. That's the way I live my life, bro. I don't pull punches. I don't give a fuck. You're always going to find me being me. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking, we live in a crazy world, Cletus. And I'm telling you, there's a big percentage of people that will do anything to oppose civility. Anything. That's their goal. Any civil society they want to defy and destroy and tear apart. They think that the government's going to take care of them. And the government does support that because power is absolute when you can obtain power. And so they support the policies of Biden and others like that. And they think that those people are on their team and they're going to create a utopian society. And what they've done is they've created a society of violent, ignorant, filthy fucks. Please?
I can't argue it. I want to argue it, but I don't see any. I've got nothing that fucking gives me anything to argue. Right? Like I don't want to think that is what it is, but I can't fucking argue it because the facts are what they are. I mean, it is what it fucking is.
Man,
words don't fucking hurt you. Dumb fucks like the motherfucker that climbed up on that roof are what hurts you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a
And
woman in the audience that's
don't
dead,
fucking
right?
words don't fucking oppress. Motherfuckers that'll climb up on a roof and open fire into a fucking rally are what oppress, because now imagine how many people that were at that rally may be afraid to leave their house for a few days or fuck ever.
Oh yeah.
Out of fear of shit like that, right? That's oppression.
Listen, it's not the left, it's the Democrat Party. Anybody that votes for the Democrats, you are a danger to civil society. You really are. No matter what your reasoning is, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's only that party that attacks, kills, burns, loots. That's your party. So I don't give a fuck what reason you have in your sick little fucking brain to vote and support somebody like Biden and Pelosi and those other fucks. Now, on the Republican side, these people are just as bad as your people in that they pretend to oppose it. But every fucking thing that we're suffering through is because the Republicans, they surrender. Inaction is action. Losing elections and keeping your mouth shut, letting elections get stolen. And then when they bring bills forward that are bad for the fucking country, good for Ukraine, and they vote for them, both parties. So both parties are bad. But the group of people that are misguided, look at our misguided motherfuckers, right? Don't run out there and burn down fucking cities and towns. They don't block fucking roadways. They don't. There's a couple of lunatics that do shit to abortion clinics, but that's kind of very specific and never really something that stops the city from fucking getting on with its day. I don't condone any violence at abortion clinics either, although an abortion clinic itself is an oxy fucking moron of violence. You're killing a baby, right? So, I don't know. Is it justified for people to get violent around them clinics? I don't think violence is ever the right thing to do. Civil conversation should be what we have.
Agreed.
But you see somebody building a wall and you want to fucking burn cities down. You sick fucks. And Democrats keep voting for people that support that. What the fuck is that woman's name, man? I can't remember that. Maxine Waters, that's her name, I think. I think that's the name of that fucking that congresswoman or senator. I don't know what the fuck she is, but she's a nasty fucking bitch, man. Nasty fucking hateful fucking bitch. She makes racists look like fucking teetotalers, bro. Really. Trump has made a statement. It was shot in the ear. And like I said, if I was talking, I'd say, lucky you don't listen to anybody anyway. It's no loss. That's what I'd say to the guy if I had a chance to talk to him. When have you listened to anybody, Trump? You don't listen to anybody. You just say what you're going to say, do what you're going to do, and fucking fuck everybody. And I get it. I'm like that too, but it's a good thing he shot your ear because you're not really going to be missing anything. You know what I'm saying? If he'd have shot your tongue, that would have been a fucking felony, man. That would have been bad. Dan Bongino's calling for the head of the Secret Service to resign. Yeah, Dan Bongino. His brother was part of the Secret Service in fucking Colombia that was part of Obama's team that was involved with drugs, alcohol, and underage prostitutes. Tell Dan Bongino my asshole needs a tongue. I don't think I'd wipe my fucking ass with his face, that fuck. He's no good either. He's an outrage dealer, a piece of shit, that guy Dan Bongino, and everybody else like him. All pieces of shit. No solutions. No attempt to bring people together. No attempt for common fucking ground. Always wants to keep the division going. Listen, it's clear these people are a fucking threat, the Democrats. They literally are. They threaten everyday fucking society by inaction, by keeping their mouth shut, turning their fucking, or ignoring it, or, well, Trump is bad. Take over, Cletus.
What?
Take over, Cletus.
Take over. I don't know. The thing that I like when it first fucking happened, right? I was watching it and I'm like, this is staged. That's literally the first thing that went through my mind. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking, how fucked is it that that's the first thing that goes through my fucking mind? And then I realized that it's not. But then I also fucking think about the sequence of events and I go, how the fuck do you prepare for this? You get up there and you fire the first shot and literally hit him in the fucking ear. Then I'm pretty sure you fire 3 to 4 more shots and you don't manage to hit him at all. But you hit somebody else.
Trump's a fat bastard.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad, I'm grateful that he didn't, but not just because he's Trump, but because he, I don't. There's no need for that shit. But I am confused as to how the fuck you fire that many times. You don't hit the fucking person that you were aiming for, but you managed to execute somebody in a crowd.
Not just that, Trump stopped and posed for him when he reached up for his ear.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
If he's on that building that we thought he was, I can see that.
What, that miss?
I can't see the miss.
How far away was it? You got an image that we could post up on the screen of where they say the shooter was shooting?
Well, it was at the what the fuck's Blunt County? What the hell's the name of
Butler
the
County
Butler County
Farm Showgrounds.
Showgrounds. Yeah, that's where it was.
All right, but you don't have an image of the roof he was supposedly on.
No, not yet.
But we looked back and tried to figure out where the guy was based on this other eyewitness statement who said that he was telling the Secret Service there's somebody crawling up that roof with a gun.
Yeah, there was that kid interviewed, and nobody said anything. Yep. And the question is, why wasn't Secret Service posted on the roofs?
Well, and that's I mean, because I have looked at an overhead view, and what I would imagine are the buildings. They're definitely within range of a long range rifle, right? I mean, why you wouldn't have some type of aerial surveillance of this thing, or high points, right? High positions to look over things doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Or like a drone, a security drone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I don't disagree with that. When we hear that shooting in Michigan at that water park, the fucking drones responded during the 911 call.
Right. Like,
how the fuck do you have a former president speaking and you don't even have that going down?
Well, let me just say that in this situation, though, when you're protecting a president or a former president, they're supposed to be men up on them roofs. You don't or you have somebody in a tower or on one of the roofs clearing the roofs. Somebody's got to be watching them roofs. When you got a park like that, when you're in a stadium and there's nothing to get behind them, and you could see and you vet all the people that are behind the guy, then obviously you want to look at all the high locations in front of the man. But that guy was surrounded by buildings on the sides of him, out, so that there weren't anybody on the building is a problem. It was kind of like somebody should have been standing on the back of Kennedy's car when he was shot. They had platforms to allow them to do that, to sit and stand on that car, and they were not on that vehicle, and they should have been. So they and here, like Dan Bongino, I'm telling you that if anybody knows the history of the Trump presidency, with the dossier claiming Trump paid hookers to do golden showers on each other on Obama's bed, that literally happened in Colombia. That literally happened with Dan Bongino's brother's security team, the lead advanced team for the fucking Obama administration. And most of the things in that dossier, for any of you that are familiar with Russiagate, were true stories. But they were not the fucking truth of the people being accused. All the arguments and all the accusations of Ukraine and Russian oil and all of those deals were true, but they were done through Hunter Biden, Mitt Romney, and a whole bunch of other fucking people were involved in them deals. Not Trump, not Carter Page, not fucking any of them people that were actually accused in that dossier. But the crimes were real. They changed the names to accuse the innocent. That's the irony of it all. These people commit a crime, and these politics, these fucking rich people, and they accuse somebody else of doing that exact crime. I mean, talk of all the balls of it all. It's truly that dossier was based in fact. And again, that's water under the bridge at this point. But how there wasn't Secret Service agents on them roofs, Cletus, does that make any sense to you?
No, and I know there will be a million fucking conspiracy theories about it, but I can't say that it doesn't make sense with the way things go now. We're complacent, right? We want to sit and bitch about all of these fucking problems and allow the problems to occur.
Right.
You know what I mean? We want to bitch about Like I don't know. It's just it really doesn't fucking shock me. It really doesn't. We're so complacent with the shit that fucking matters that we just sit and fucking let things occur.
I'd like for someone to come in here that sees this title and point out to me where the fucking Republicans are the purveyors of violence. They're the ones blocking traffic. They're the ones chaining themselves to fucking shit so you can't get to work.
Well,
I
don't think you will. I don't think you'll find an argument to that in terms of a valid point to it. Right, the best that you're going to get, and it may, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just sitting and thinking about it and thinking, back through my life, and it's like, I guess the way I would sum it up is people with some fucking sense may and rationale may become irrational, but when they get to the fucking point of actually acting irrationally, typically they fucking stop themselves.
Right.
I had a guy gonna come to my house one time and get his fucking money from me that he didn't fucking earn. And he was threatening to come here. He came here. I met him out on the fucking porch. We had a conversation and everything was good, right? He was acting irrationally for a fucking reason, and we talked it through, and everything was all right. And that's how it should fucking be.
But you have people that literally respond to their hate. Look at all the college campuses, how the fucking kids have trained the kids to be fucking terrorists. Close down the fucking campuses, prevent good people from going to fucking class.
Yeah.
Because they want to argue about the Israeli fucking conflict over there. And just for those people that support the Palestinians, I don't want to see anybody killed. But there's historically no fucking such a thing as a Palestinian. That stuff became a big thing under that Yasser Arafat, one of the ugliest world leaders to ever have been fucking birthed. One look at his face, and you would want to shoot anybody related to that guy. He was that fucking ugly. You wanted to make sure he didn't reproduce. That motherfucker was beyond ugly. How he became the leader of a terrorist group, I don't know, but maybe the ugly had something to do with it. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit?
I don't think so.
There's somebody he's sitting at a table like at the UN, and he's sitting around other world leaders, and somebody asks for something, and the guy says, "Yes, sir." And Arafat looks up, "What?" He goes, "No, not you." "Yes, sir." "Who? What? You talking to me?" And the guy was just saying "yes, sir" in response to something he had been told to go do. But Yasser Arafat thought he was talking to him. It was just stupid, bro. Yeah, I think the witness saw the Secret Service reported on the roof. Yeah, and on all these, it's FBI, it's this, it's that. Look, it could be any and all of that. I wouldn't doubt it. But the bottom line is, when you've got people that vote for a party that we can see year after year, issue after issue, they become violent, or they want to shut down your ability to be free. They support websites that sanction your speech and limit your speech and censor your speech. They support those groups. That's an uncivilized human being. You're better off living with wild boars. What do you think, Cletus?
Oh, I don't disagree. I mean, if you can't discuss through something, then I don't know. If you're just unwilling to continue the fucking discussion, and instead of walking away from it, you decide to go into a violent fucking act that's just fucking stupid. And yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. You might as well be fucking talking to a wild boar going, "Hey, calm down."
So Kim Young's daughter thinks it was fake. And organized chaos. You think the Trump shooting was staged? You got to be if that's what you're referring to. I'm not going to say a word, but you think that the Trump shooting was staged? Is that what you're saying? Organized chaos? Because I'm not going to say. I want to hear you yes or no to that question. You think that this was staged? The shooting at Donald Trump today was a staged event? What are you saying? Organized chaos? Because I'm very, very seldom ever this fucking fair. Okay, yeah, all right. So you did say yeah. So I was wrong. You don't have a face worth being jizzed on. You're a filthy fucking no good fucking idiot. And pieces of shit like you have no business coming in here. Go fuck your mother. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. Your mother might not be. Well, no, she's got to be a filthy whore just like you. Cletus?
I thought it was potentially until I saw the situation where, I literally saw them packing the fucking body off of the stands. And I'm like, yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
No, that's one filthy piece of shit to say what they just said. There's a dead spectator.
Yeah.
Trump did this so he could win the. That's why you people are a threat to fucking civil society. You people fucking condone and you make excuses, or you want to come up with some sick fucking harebrained thought to justify what you just witnessed. The people you support and voted for create that kind of piece of shit that got on a roof to shoot at Trump. I'm not even a Trump supporter anymore, nor am I anybody's supporter. I think they're all criminal fucks that are all backing us into a corner. And they create idiots like you. Willful fucking idiots, morons. And that's what makes me think maybe abortion isn't so bad of a fucking idea and we should review it after about 25 years of people's lives. Cletus?
You sharpened your fucking needles today, didn't you? Because you are needling the fuck out of people tonight.
Motherfucking late term abortion. Bring it. Give Sarge the fucking top job. Let me be the CEO. I'll pay you $100 a day. Okay? And then when I run out of money, replace me. There probably won't be anybody to replace me with by the time I'm fucking done. Oh my God.
I don't know. It's just the most fucked up part for me in my mind right now, or when it first happened, the fucking thing that come out of my mouth was, well, I guess he just won the fucking election. Yeah, and I'll be really curious to see how that plays into it, because I do think there's a fair point to this will be used to gain sympathy and support for him. And at the end of the day, it really shouldn't fucking be that way, right? I mean, it's an unfortunate fucking event. And quite honestly, he walked the fuck away. He's not the biggest fucking victim here.
No. But the woman that lost her life, and I think it was a woman that was shot and killed.
I thought the guy said he had brain matter.
Yeah, there was a doctor. We were watching the doctor that actually ran over there. He referred to the person that was shot in the head as a he, so I'm assuming it was a guy.
It's an amazing thing to witness how fucking deep the ignorance goes amongst the people of this fucking planet. And people wonder why aliens don't want to show their face. If there's such a thing as an alien, the last place they'd want to hang out is here. The fuck do we got to offer these people? Oh my God. There were 2 people in the crowd shot, I think. One is in critical condition.
Yeah, that's what we keep hearing, is one's in critical condition, the other one is obviously.
Whimsical, do you have that clip of a woman being shot and dropping before Trump did? I'm sorry, Cletus, for interrupting you.
No, you're good.
The chicken's coming back on me, but it's good. Behind him on his right side,
I do know what they're talking about. There was a lady that I thought she laid down, because I was watching it one of the 50 times we've watched through it already, and I think she just ducked when she heard the first, recoil.
Right. Okay. Let us know if they can't aim. It's good that they can't aim, right? I mean, they're the anti-gunners using guns to for what? It's just, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, your neighbors and your coworkers and your friends that vote Democrat are a threat to your very existence. Fuck the Bible. Fuck your biblical teachings. Fuck your fucking morals. It's got nothing to do with the truth. The truth of the matter is, these people, I wouldn't support a political party that was doing what they were doing. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't support anybody that would support shit like that. Or, yeah, I'll just say it that way. Support shit like that.
It's sick that the way what they do in these cities and towns and what they do in the streets, and they do. It's a sickness, and they're inundating the country with fucking forcing Americans to be homeless. Meanwhile, they're housing all the illegal immigrants. That's some fucked up shit right there. You support that? You vote for that party, you're supporting that. You can't not support that. The rape and the terrorizing of 500,000 women and children a year. You positively are a promoter and supporter of that by voting for that party. You literally are. And there's no way to skew that. This isn't me just with an opinion. These are facts. Those are what your side of the aisle does. Those are what the people over there do. So you vote for anybody that's Democrat, and that's the fucking kind of person you are. You're a filthy, no good fuck. You're a threat to fucking civil society. And I can't say that enough. It's just beyond me how fucked up the Democrat Party has become, how hateful. But again, you are the creators of the KKK. You are the fucking KKK. The only black people you support are the ones you give jobs and you allow to move up through entertainment, that you let live in the master's house. Your house slaves. Those are the blacks you support. The common black that lives in Detroit that lost his job because you chased the fucking unions out of town and the fucking card manufacturers with your regulations and you stuck Taco fucking Bell in their neighborhood. Those blacks are no good to you. Those are the field niggas. But someone like a Dom Lemon or some fucking ignorant black woman to become a politician to support that hate, that's a Democrat, you support that. You people are the party of fucking hate, murder, slaughter, chaos. Terrorists. Fuck terrorists look up to you fucks. How many fucking millions of babies have you killed? Last I checked, it was 27 fucking million black babies you killed in America, you sick bastards. You're going to tell me you support blacks. All your abortion clinics are in black neighborhoods, you fucking murderers. Unbelievable, this Democratic Party. Can you tell I don't like them people, Cletus, or am I just
Your ex-wife must have been one.
Oh,
I've never seen somebody rage as fucking bad about anything. Oh,
listen,
fuck.
did you know that many black people were killed in abortions? Do you know this is a true fact? The black population grew year after year, census after census, non-fucking stop. Okay? Until abortion. And finally, in the last sentence, the national census that was taken, the black population declined.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have added the 27 million fucking babies that they killed to life, they'd be the second largest population group in the country. You mean to fucking tell me that abortion wasn't targeting blacks? Like the woman that created the abortion clinic said in the beginning, it's to get rid of the Negroes? Margaret Sanger, who invented fucking eugenics, using the eugenics to take out blacks, was the whole purpose of the abortion clinic? And you Democrats vote for fucking abortions, you sick fucks, and then you say you support blacks? And your fucking politicians and your policies and your votes killed 27 million fucking black Americans. You sick motherfuckers. Cletus?
Can't really argue it.
Those are facts. Go look them up, people. Sarge don't talk shit without having a fact to support it. I'm not going to sit here and post. I got so many fucking facts that if I had to show you receipts on every fact, we'd never be able to say a word in here. It's fucking disgusting. And you as Democrats don't have to be that way. Unfucking believable, the country we live in. And the side that we're fighting against are essentially the filth. Now, not every single Democrat is filth. Not every single Democrat is unredeemable. But I don't think the fucking imbalance that any of you are worth anything with the amount that fit the category of being redeemable. I think there's so fucking few of you that are unwilling to fucking just look at reality that you're a lost cause. That's a horrific statistics when you start looking at black Americans, man. The first time I heard the word African American, I was offended. Why they got to be African? The fucking people have been here since the 1400s. What the fuck do you mean they're African? Holy fuck! How long do you got to be here to be American, Cletus?
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
I mean, African American. You're not African American, dude. You're just a different fucking color than me. That's it.
That's right.
I don't know. Go move north and live in the snow for a fucking few thousand years. You might look more like me. I don't know how this happened, but it did. So here we are. Fuck it. Who cares?
Fuck it. Who cares? That's right. That's right.
I'm not going to get into the argument of what's accurate or what's not accurate. The fact of the matter is 27 million black babies were slaughtered through abortion. That figure's unfucking count. Oh, but look how many people Hitler killed. No, he didn't kill any single race to that quantity. The Jews didn't suffer like that. Okay? We killed 6 million Jews. And America has been able to kill 27 million black babies. Huh? Who's worse? Who's worse, Hitler or the Democrats? Cletus, can you answer that?
I mean, the math is what the math is.
When you're mathing, you're a mathin', right?
That's right.
Today I tried to listen to that, that streamer Swamp Rose. And her listening to this, I'm thinking, who's Pavarotti? She's got WSU Kim on there. WSU Kim that hasn't answered or added anything to this narrative from the first fucking moment that woman appeared in the Idaho 4. That filthy, no good, dried up fucking hashtag cunt has been useless. And she attacks all the fraternities over there, like all you other assholes attacking everybody that has absolutely no evidence that they were part of that crime. None. And someone like WSU Kim, again, gets another mic, gets on a screen. And that fucking crazy little fucking broad, what did I say her name was? Anyway, oh, you're so brave, you're so this, you're so... She didn't say one motherfucking thing that wasn't about her and her family. That's all WSU Kim is about, the attention. About her. Okay? And what is it fucking Swamp Rose? Praising her and acting like she got this special guest. Get the fuck out of here, Swamp Rose. All of the fucking bullshit you allow people to talk about on that fucking stream, all the fucking people you're accusing of being involved in that crime, with that Pavarotti and the fucking WSU Kims and other streamers like you, Bubbly Waters and that jerk off Tommy and everyone else, you fucks, accusing all of these people of doing things you got no evidence on, and you think that's fucking creating? You degenerate mother. Go vote Democrat. You probably all do the fucking letter vote Democrat, you sick fucks. Cletus?
Yeah, it's hard to argue that. I mean, I I don't really understand why there's so much fucking hate for Trump. I don't understand why there's so much hate for Biden. In all fairness, I really don't. I don't understand why there's so much hate for either side. I don't understand why there's hate at all with that. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. We've all got fucking views that we differ on. That doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking hate you over it. That doesn't mean but I will fucking sit and tell you, like, look, what you're presenting is a conspiracy theory, even in fucking politics, right? And I would venture to say that a lot of the fucking shit that breeds hate against, say, Trump is a conspiracy theory, just like these fucking people saying he's Hitler. Well, how the fuck can you back that up? Give me one fucking fact that you can present that shows me where your mindset is at, and it'll always resort to a fucking opinion and a feeling.
Yeah,
and it's like you're a conspiracy theorist,
and that's what all of these streamers are doing out here. Okay, that's what all of these streamers are doing out here with all of this nonsense, all of this side fucking talk. This guy, that fucking guy Pavarotti, that fucking winter hat wearing, sunglass wearing fucking twit, has accused everybody, including Kohlberger, of doing the crime. This guy wouldn't know who did the crime if he sat there and fucking watched it happen and took their fucking name down in a notebook. He still wouldn't know. Clear?
It makes content, and a lot of fucking people want to watch it. So that's why he does it.
And that's why we're all off the fucking rails. Nobody can accept reality for the reality that's put in front of your fucking nose. And the reality is we've killed 27 million black people. And we're supposed to be fucking supporters of black. The reality is we're supposed to support women. And we immediately, when a guy claims he's a fucking chick, let that sick bastard in their bathrooms. And that's the party that you're voting for, you sick fucks. Okay? Madhouse, WSU. Listen, that broad adds nothing. I'm not going to give receipts. When she was promising for the first 10 fucking months, 12 months, she was going to give receipts until she got involved with a TV fucking series called Paramount. And how many of you don't think it's fucking strange that Rory comes back and never says a fucking word to me? But he licks fucking Tommy's ass. The guy that's telling you that Ethan had his fucking face urinated on by 3 different people. The sick fuck. That guy that was part of Paramount. Why do you think he doesn't fucking associate with me? Huh? I wonder fucking why.
Well, at least you made it onto the show. I'm just saying.
Well, I warned him during that. I said, I don't know what your involvement is. I'm not sure what you're telling me is true, false, or anything. But you better not be putting me on fucking Paramount TV without my permission. And I did get on there, but I was the only one doing the right thing. Like WSU Kim was supporting Dot. If you guys even know who Dot is. This fucking wackadoodle telling the shit that Kim said, well, she does have stuff right that I can't explain how she would know, but it does give great. Shut the fuck up, WSU Kim. You filthy attention-seeking old whore. Okay? That's what you are. Oh, my God. Fucking yogurt in her pussy. Ain't nothing up there to be sticking it into. How about our news desk? Or our health desk? Do they have any info for tonight?
I don't know.
And we do have the Queen of Moderation, which happens to have one of the more successful true crime channels that has got every one of the true crimers in fucking tears. The name of the channel is Cluminati, not to be mistaken as 2 words or a first and last name, just simply Cluminati. And you can catch that here on YouTube and probably other platforms for all the fuck I know. What do I know? You know, Trump hits.
The health desk is sorting through paperwork to find the headline. Stand by.
Look at that one. Trump hits his head on a bullet.
What did you say?
Babylon B said the headline is clumsy Trump hits his head on a bullet.
That's fucking funny.
They are very fucking good at being assholes. God almighty. That fucking shit is hilarious. Clumsy Trump hits his head on a bullet.
you can't spread love amongst a madhouse of fucking haters. These people know what their side of the aisle is doing. They know where the funding's coming from. Or if they don't, I mean, they're going to argue that it's justified to shut down the city of Seattle and burn and destroy businesses and chase people out because they want socialism. That's okay for Democrats to stop traffic, chain yourself in the middle of a busy fucking freeway so you can't get your kid to the hospital, get your kid to school, go to work, go. Holy fuck, shoot cops in the head in fucking Texas.
Well, if
people come across the border and lose 500,000 women and children a year crossing your fucking border, and you're going to support the fucking illegal immigration and argue these people can't be illegal? No, but they could be turned into filthy fucking sex slaves, you nasty bastard. Please.
I won't disagree with the message of spread love, but I also think that there's a point to be made that if love could cure insanity, there would be no fucking asylums. So
there isn't any asylums. It's because none of us out here belong. We all belong in one, and we do. It's called the United States of America. We're insane. The whole country's insane. It literally is, Cletus. It's just tragic.
I'm ready.
You have health desk alert.
Oh, hang on. Wait.
Fingernails grow faster than toenails. Matter of fact, your fingernails grow about 4 times faster than your toenails. And the fastest growing nail is located on your middle finger. Also, your tongue is also like a fingerprint. Every individual has their own unique tongue print.
Well, there you go for all the Democrats out there that are fucking insane. Just remember, don't go licking windows or we'll be able to identify who you are. You bunch of fucking window lickers.
Crazy. Hitler and Nazis got their eugenics research from American research, and that may be true. That may be true. There was a point in history where people were looking at specifically getting humans to breed in a certain way to create a certain type of a human. That's absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's not unique to Germany and what they were doing. That was a science. It still is a science, I'm sure. And you almost got to ask yourself, should we be arguing against it? Look at how we all turned out without it.
I don't know.
Hindsight.
I think if we were all just more open to having open and honest and harsh conversations, we'd be a better place. Fuck your feelings, get your feelings hurt, but keep fucking talking.
Right, and have a conversation that most of these discussions and debates we all could benefit from. I don't believe a woman that's violently raped should have to carry that child to term. I think the fucking damage and the torture and the fucking everything that could be done's been done to her when she was raped. Now having to raise to bear and raise that, I'm leaving that up to her. And anybody that fucking has a problem with that, you're fucked up. The woman was traumatized and forcibly, she had no fucking choice in the situation. Therefore, I give her the choice to terminate or not terminate. That's reasonable to me. What do you think, Cletus?
No, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. This comment on the screen, man has been trying to control man since the beginning of time. It's about domination and control, right? But I think one thing that I kind of see is that we reduce the consequences for actions or completely fucking remove them. And I think one of the things that's always worked to some degree has been the consequences to actions, right? If you come up and you push somebody and they fucking knock your fucking teeth out, it's a fair fucking trade, right? You know what I mean? And now it's a situation to where if I don't know, we make excuses for bad fucking behavior, and we pacify fucking problems instead of just letting shit get fucking dealt with.
Right. Let me. I want to expound a little bit on that. If I were to commit a crime such as a murder or multiple murders or became a serial killer, and you guys, and this was said to me by a fucking psychiatrist. So just follow me, folks. Maybe I'll get his name and he can come tell you himself. My background, as is truthfully verifiable, is the background that you could ascribe to serial killers, psychopaths, lunatics, fucking crazed killers. It literally is. Yet I never became that. I had a choice. And I chose not to be that. It's not that it isn't something I wouldn't be capable of if I decided that's what I was going to be. I'm sure I wouldn't have any problem doing it. But I chose not to. But it's that kind of a background that then you'll try to have people sympathize with me. Like, it almost kind of irritates me when I tell people I've been clean for 30 years and they want to congratulate me and act like I did something special. No, I didn't do anything fucking special. Nothing special at all. Nothing that deserves a reward. I shouldn't have been doing what I was fucking doing. That's the fucking issue. And the fact that I stopped doesn't deserve a fucking pat on the back. When you're an asshole, you're a criminal and you're a drug addict, you're a jerk off, you're a fucking asshole and you rob people and you shouldn't be doing that. And stopping doing that shouldn't be something that you feel like you need to thank me for or give me a pat on the back or act like I did something special. Because I should never have been doing what the fuck I was doing to begin with. But then you're going to use that as an excuse in court to try to get a lighter sentence? Listen, the last time I was in court and I went to jail, they were freeing me. They could not convict me of the charge in front of me. And I looked at the judge and I said, are you fucking people stupid? I committed the crime. I fucking did it. And you're going to let me go so that I could be in a store, in a 7-Eleven, at one of the local stores, and I could be behind you in line, behind you and your kids? A person like me, you don't know what I'm capable of? You're going to let me go? And I committed the fucking crime? And I'm admitting it? You people are out of your fucking, what kind of world do we live in? And that judge actually allowed me to stay in jail and held me on $1 bail and said that if I were in jail in 30 days on that same $1 bail, that he would find a way to bring me back to court and enter things into the record and then get me into a rehab. And that's exactly what I did. But imagine that. They did not, this is true, Cletus, I could show you the paperwork. They did not want to keep me. They were going to free me from the crime I had committed because the witness didn't want to testify. How fucked up is that?
Yeah.
I don't deserve a reward, a pat on the back, or blah, 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 blah. I was one of two different people. We all are. We all can make choices to be the nasty fuck that we can be. And you can make choices to be the decent, honest person that we all want to be. And it just took me a little fucking longer time to get there. And unfortunately, along the way, I hurt a number of people. And that's not right. It's just not fair to them. Those are the people that probably should get a pat on the back. Aren't you glad that fuck straightened out? You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that need fucking people sympathizing with them or being fucking nicer to them. Not me. My ass isn't going anywhere. No safer place than the country. What else we got? We stay prepped here. Got 3 go bags ready and lots of, not me. I fucking mushroom cloud fucking comes out. I'm gonna run towards that motherfucker.
I'm not so worried about a fucking mushroom cloud as I am the horde of fucking zombies that we all fucking create. Like it is what it is, right? When you see the fucking mobs created and you see the fucking catalyst and how simple it is to fucking create them, it's like, yeah, one day there's just gonna be a mob of fucking people going after fucking just regular fucking Joes, right? It's gonna fucking occur. That's where I think the bigger danger is at, is people just lose their goddamn minds.
And you listen, to vote for a party that's surrounded by all these radical groups that are part of that party. I'm sorry, but that makes you a co-conspirator. You're complicit in the actions of those fucking groups. I mean, you want to support what you want to support, and that's fine. But in order to get that support, you're surrounded by all these different fucking radical groups that they kill, they burn, they fucking destroy. Then that's the fucking group you are who you associate with. And that's just the reality of why I say all political violence comes from the Democrats. I mean, the closest you could come to attributing any violence to the Republicans is the December 6th thing, January 6th, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah. And even there, if you honestly looked at it, I don't know how many fucking people that are doors opened by the police to let you in the Capitol, and then you're accused of fucking taking over the Capitol building. Cops fucking let you in. What were they doing that for? If they didn't want you in, why weren't they blocking the doors? Why didn't you beat the cop to a pulp to get the door open? That didn't happen. So there's a lot of fucking bullshit with that situation that doesn't ring true to the narrative that the Democrats and many Republicans that are Democrats in disguise supported, like that Liz Cheney, that nasty fucking fat, ugly fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I like her too. Can you tell?
The way you string together fucking insults with the tone and everything is just fucking priceless. It's fucking priceless. Like, that shit is razor fucking sharp every time.
I cut you up.
Oh,
yeah, like I was disgusted today. I listened to a 56-minute stream with that fucking Swamp Rose, and it's just nothing but fucking bullshit. Nothing but fucking bullshit theories, and you're literally accusing people of committing that crime. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with people? Now, I'm accusing all Democrats of being the problem, but I'm supported with honest facts. Fair enough, Cletus? Am I not pointing out the fucking dangerous, murderous, fucking hateful groups that surround and are a part of the Democratic Party? Is that not true?
No, I mean, you can't contest the facts that you present. So, yeah, right. It is what it is.
And so you guys are going to run around telling me that the frat was involved, that Jack was involved, that this one was involved, and that one was involved, and blah, 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 blah. And you're going to make up fucking stories. You're going to use pictures. You're going to use videos. You're going to impugn the fucking people that you're to death. This is just my opinion. And your opinion is to go after people that you have no fucking evidence to support did anything wrong that night at all. No more fucking evidence that they did anything involved as you have on Koberger. Matter of fact, at least Koberger's fucking accusations have been proven to be false. These people don't even have a chance to get that proven. You're going to sit up here in these streams and you're going to create all these fucking stories about all these. It's like going after Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, or then going after Seth Ford and accusing these people of taking their own kid. You got no evidence to support that. And yet you're going to come up here and you're going to defame and fucking shit all over these people. That's a creator. You're a creator of assholism. That's what you're creating. You're not a true crime. You're a fucking assholeism creator.
Well, you're creating a mob, right? And by that, in that regard, you might as well be labeled as a Democrat.
Like another one.
Stick a
A.R.
fucking
Hayes.
label on it, right? It is what it is. You're promoting the fucking insanity that exists within each of us. It's just
she brings up.
Do what?
She brings up this A.R. Hayes with his unique perspective. Hey, people, just so you know, that motherfucker's got more traffic violations. My crimes were worse than his.
Oh yeah, what a phony AR.
My crimes were worse than his. And you don't see me trying to fucking plug you up like a thoughts from a convict. He's a fucking scufflaw convict, that motherfucker. He's got traffic violations and times he was telling you he was in jail. Literally. It's verifiable on that source, been verified. 90% of what he did wrong was traffic violation, driving without a license, running from the cops, no insurance, speeding, reckless driving, all kinds of shit. His first crime was a fucking auto incident, a vehicular law. If the guy's a convict of anything, it's because he don't know how to operate a motor vehicle.
He ain't lying.
Oh, fuck.
Thoughts of a convict, a man that doesn't know how to drive a vehicle down a 2-lane highway. A.R. Haynes. Fucking unbelievable. Remember when we read all that shit? Cletus, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Clue. Am I wrong when I say what we came across showed him to be a scufflaw motherfucker?
Yeah, he's a fucking con artist.
Some big white supremacist. Yeah, a black man that grabbed you by them fucking earrings and swung you around like a fucking key on a ring and tossed you out a fucking window. You stupid fuck. Could you imagine being afraid of that guy? You're like being afraid of me. I'm 5'10", 162 pounds. Ooh, you better be afraid of me. I'm so fucking domineering and so big. I intimidate people. Although when I open my mouth, people do cower.
Well, you spitting fucking blades always. Like I'm telling you, them fucking insults are sharp, boy.
Well,
them fucking needles, yeah.
Let's not forget part of the reason that he was, in trouble in prison was for sexual stuff.
Right, that's fine. If he wants to bang around with the boys, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, bang around with the boys, A.R. Hayes. But this idea he's some fucking like kingpin criminal and his thoughts are going to be incisive from the... Listen, if you want to learn how to drive the wrong way on a one-way street, contact A.R. Hayes. He's a fucking professional at it. Guaranteed.
This comment on the screen, we've been dummied down, yet some people think we really, truly are the smartest generation civilizations ever. I don't disagree that we've got the most information and the means to collectively use the most information ever, but we don't fucking do it. So that makes us the most idiotic fucking civilization ever, because we don't use the fucking resources that are at our disposal and cost fucking nothing. And it's just talking, sharing information, seeking out information. Instead, we just fucking decide to go fucking hate on each other, or create fucking mobs, or create fucking outrage, or find ways to get fucking outraged instead of going and looking for information.
Well, who's the lunatic that created the fucking central scrutinizer? Who's the lunatic that bubbly fucking waters with these videos and headlights and reflections and shadows? And how? I don't understand. Are you all fucking insane out here? To every last one of you that watches these people? How is it that you can even consider this entertainment? There's 4 young college kids slaughtered. And even that fucking paparazzi or whatever the fuck his name is telling you all this is for entertainment purposes only. This is my opinion. And then he gets into discussion of absolute total convictions that the fucking frat boys did it. Sounds like more of an opinion than just a basic opinion. Sounds pretty fucking concise what he's telling you, and the proof he's trying to put forward to support his opinion. And he's impugning all of these people that are part of fraternities. Are all fraternities bad? No. Bad things happen in fraternities? Yeah. Did they kill the Idaho 4, Cletus? Did the fraternities do this?
We have no fucking idea.
That's fair. So should we go around impugning the fraternities, Cletus? Should that be what we do?
No.
How about Enon Harsh? Did he do this?
We have no fucking idea.
All right. How about the people at the grub truck buying fucking cheap food? Were they involved in this, Cletus?
We have no fucking idea.
How about the little fucking jerk off kids walking down fucking that street where the cop caught them on a camera? Were they involved, Cletus?
We have no idea.
Oh. How about Saeed with the cell phone? Was he taking fucking video of the fucking murder in progress, Cletus?
We have no fucking idea.
So should we be demeaning and deranging and accusing and impugning these people's fucking like we are?
No.
And that's what a streamer is nowadays, folks. You don't see me doing that. I'm pointing out the streamers and how fucked they are. I'm a little disappointed. I'm highly disappointed in Swamp Rose and all the fucking angles and all the fucking bullshit that she covers and all these different fucking conspiracy theories that she lets come across her channel. As if there's some value. The only value to that is that not only is she dumbing you down, okay, but she's turning you into fucking almost animals, man. Almost animals that you're going to discuss the potential of people being involved in a 4-person homicide because they got some fucking video they found on fucking Fox News. Wow. CNN, News Nation, Howard Blum. I want to call him Harold. Bloom, whatever the fuck his name is. And we live in a world today where that seems to be the escape. That's how you escape reality. You're trying to create your own new reality. Instead of accepting what happened on fucking Idaho 4 and examining the accusations and going after the truth of what's in those accusations, you don't want to talk about that. You want to create a whole new fucking reality that ignores what appears to be complete malfeasance by your government against Koberger. You want to ignore that and talk about Enon Harsh. You want to create a whole separate reality except the reality that you actually live in. You don't want to have anything to do with the reality you live in. You know why? Because the reality you live in, it sucks because you're all part of it. All 5.62 billion of you fucking morons are what makes the reality you don't like reality. Cletus?
It is what it is. You can't argue it. You can't fucking argue it.
Check your phone for security update. I don't know what you're talking about. Not knowing anyone was breached in their phones.
Only breach I know of is I saw something about AT&T Wireless. It said pretty much every customer had data stolen. I was like, well, yeah.
That's why I keep nothing on my phone, bro.
Yeah.
I don't even keep passwords in the sites that I frequent. I don't keep them saved on my computer. So anything that's got to do with business or financing, I have to enter those passwords manually every time I get on the computer. And I don't have them on my phone. So none of my investment stuff, none of my personal stuff, none of that is on my phone. And very little of it's on the computer other than what I have to have on the computer. But there is, you can't go to, I'm not going to say who I do business with, but let's pretend I did business with TD Ameritrade. You can't get on my computer and open up TD Ameritrade and get an automatic sign in. It just doesn't work. Yeah. You need to know my username and password or you're not getting in. And I use some, I'm not going to say it out loud here. I'll tell you in secret, though, what I use. The passwords are epic. You're never going to guess them, but I'll never forget them either. That's the best thing with some passwords that you can use. Yeah. And the most common was that, I'm an asshole, but I know it. Okay. That's one of my passwords. No, just kidding. Someone's having a clue withdrawal. Clue, where the hell are you?
I'm typing.
Well, speak out loud. Say something. Contribute to the conversation. Please.
I agree.
No. No.
Fuck.
Cletus, it's tragic what happened today. There's no question about it.
Well, I was going to speak on that. You put a comment up on the screen and said, glad you are covering this. It was too close. And I can appreciate that point. But the thing that I'm the thing I'm looking at with it is at the end of the day, it wasn't a matter of too close. It wasn't even fucking close. Close would have been he got on the roof and they took him the fuck out. Right. There would have never been a shot fired by him.
Right.
This is not close. This shit fucking happened. Somebody lost their fucking life, and the person shooting lost their life. And I'm curious to see what the facts are about the situation. But I think everybody needs to keep in perspective that because Trump didn't fucking get executed by this guy doesn't make it a close call. Because Trump's just another fucking American. He's just another fucking person.
Well, I agree with you. It definitely was not a close call. This was an actual failed attempt that was carried out to the end. Mm-hmm. This went all the way through, beginning to end. That gun was fired multiple times.
Yeah.
This wasn't close. This was an assassination that did not obtain its objective, but it was a full-on out assassination. Not even an attempt. This was an assassination.
Yeah.
And it assassinated an innocent citizen rather than its original target. Right? That woman was assassinated by a shooter. She wasn't shot. In the sense of people getting shot, right?
Yeah.
My man is insightful, ain't he? I don't know. He's asked you to marry him 7 fucking times. So.
What did you say? He said, I don't know. I asked you to fucking marry him 7 fucking times. Oh, fuck.
It's amazing how I can connect dots from one thing that seemingly appears to have nothing to do with another.
When was the last time something like this happened to a president or presidential candidate? If I'm not mistaken, it would have been Reagan.
Yeah.
And I was trying to remember what year that was, because that was Saran, the guy that they just fucking freed from California, wasn't it? That did that?
No, that Saran was Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. The shooter.
Yeah. This was an assassination on a president of the United States that wounded him and killed a bystander. That's what this was. And then for fucking Biden to call him Donald. You old fucking... I can't even take it, man. What a fucking piece of shit that guy is. A former president, the man you beat in the last election by hook or crook, doesn't matter. The man you beat was just an assassination was carried out against him. And you're going to call him Donald? Not former President Donald Trump?
No, I mean, the way that the responses were from Trump and from Biden, I'm 150,000 fucking % in support of Trump's response, because he didn't make the entire fucking response about him.
What did he say?
He said, basically acknowledging that he got shot in the fucking ear, but his heart goes out, or I forget his exact words, but he basically, made a bigger deal about the person that was fucking assassinated in the crowd. The bystander, right?
That bystander took his bullet. That bullet had Trump written on it, and now it's in the lifeless body of a fucking a rally goer. And that's how this should be framed. Okay? That the bullet to assassinate the former president of the United States resides in the dead body of whoever that person is, and they should get a fucking eternal flame next to their grave. That person had no business taking that bullet, but they took that bullet, an assassin's bullet, meant for the president, former president, was taken by an American citizen, an innocent American citizen.
Well, and what's really going to piss me off, and I'll probably have a lot more to fucking say if this happens, and it undoubtedly will, is when somebody comes out and says that the fucking shooter had mental issues and should have never had a fucking firearm because the laws should have prevented him from having a fucking firearm. I can almost see the fucking writing somewhere. Somebody's gonna fucking say that. Some fucking politician is gonna say that to make a fucking excuse for this asshole.
Yep. It's Trump's fault because of his stance on guns. That's what it's going to turn into.
Yeah.
But people forget he passed that bump stock fucking law, which I was against. And it was anti-gun as far as I was concerned. And Trump did sign that. That just was overturned by the Supreme Court. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I mean. Everybody thinks Trump is this fucking American savior of some sort. Like he's fucking Abe Lincoln. Abe Lincoln isn't the Abe Lincoln you think he is. He didn't have any love for the blacks. He just knew that by disrupting slavery, the South wouldn't be able to produce food. And their fucking boys in the field that were fighting with the guns would have to go back to harvest the fucking food. That was the main reasons that slavery was opposed. This guy put it out there like he was some savior. Christ fucking tapped him on the shoulder and whispered in his ear. That's not what happened. Well, Americans, for some reason, the factual information that actually paints the true picture of reality. That's all facts can do. Isn't that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Facts show reality. And you got to fucking exaggerate them. You got to ignore them. You got to delete them. You got to invent your fucking own to avoid the reality.
Well, there was a guy that was again on Newsmax he was on the media podium today when this went down, right? And he was saying that picture of Trump being surrounded by the Secret Service, but he's got his hand up in the air, will go down in history. And I'm like, I don't really disagree that that's one of the photos that should go down in history. But the fucking person that lost their life by this sick fuck should also go down in fucking history. Because at the end of the day, it ain't about Trump. It's about that sick motherfucker that decided to get on a fucking roof and take shots at people. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? But we're going to make this about Trump. And it's like, no, let's fucking get to the bottom of why this motherfucker got on the roof. Get to the bottom of why he was motivated to do so. Because otherwise we're going to turn it into a hate mob against Trump, because that's what it'll be, right? Is, oh, well, his motivation was the shit Trump says and Trump stands for. Well, that doesn't give him the right to fucking go shoot at people.
No. And let me just say, I don't want to impugn Lincoln's morality and that he may have actually saw the freedom of fucking black people as the right thing to do. But let me just say, the first and foremost issue of slavery and causing that division would be to disrupt the supply chain of the Southern fucking armies. And that's really, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't the war start before
yes,
before all of this talk?
Yes.
Right? So the war was going on. It was a division over the central government. It had nothing to do with slavery. Yeah. That Civil War, zero to do with. And here's the fucked up thing. And this is the way history always seems to pan out. History is written by the winner. But in that particular argument, the South was correct. Because look at what your centralized government has done to this country. It's fucking stripped us of all our wealth. It's indebted our fucking great-great-grandkids to a fucking bank. That's what it's done. That's what the South was fighting for. To stop that. That was the whole point of the Southern fucking Revolution against the North. Period. End of story. The North brought the slavery issue forward. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that there weren't a lot of people that understood the moral question and the moral decency that they're human beings and they deserve dignity. They shouldn't be. I don't say none of those people existed. But first and foremost, that war had nothing to do with that. The dignity of your fellow man. And actually, the dignity of your fellow man was really predicated on, if we can cause all the trouble amongst the slaves, they'll have bad supply lines. The war will be easier to win. All of those things are true, folks. So, we have a mixed batch of what we view our country. Like Trump. I'm not saying Trump is an enemy of the people, but Trump has his place in this game too. This game, just like every politician and all the people in power, all these big mega corporations, all of these big fucking people like Soros and all of these other rich billionaires. We're just a fucking means to an end for them people. There could be 8 billion of you or 6 billion of you. 2 billion of you could be gone overnight. It wouldn't bother them at all. They would just have to reshuffle the deck. That's all. That's all you are. And you have the tool right here, the one that I'm fucking preaching into, this fucked up tool that can make your voices mean something. If you stop fucking arguing and you stand up in your own party and you say people that perform like Black Lives Matter or Antifa or Chad or any of these other groups need to be imprisoned. And you call for that on your own side of the aisle. And let us do that on our side of the aisle, where the people on our side of the aisle go too fucking far. Then you'll know you're on the right track to fucking put this country, even this entire globe, on a great trajectory. But as it is now, the fuck, if there was a lever to turn fucking left and head us into the sun, I'd be pulling on that lever with all my might. Holy fuck, where do I come up with that shit?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
It's all original material. I don't know if it's a coincidence that they froze Biden campaign's money, but Trump's rally was put up long before that happened. So Trump's appearance here was known before any of that happened. And that's how conspiracies start, Kim. One has nothing to do with the other. And just the way that you present that's how we avoid reality, Kim. That's a perfect example of avoiding the reality that we do live in, by creating some alternative fucking idea and alternative thought and alternative reality. One has nothing to do with the other. When you could show us that Biden and other people associated with him created this fucking shooter to go after Trump to avoid any fucking conversation about his frozen campaign funds, when you could show us that evidence, then we'll talk about that. Until then, enjoy that thinking on your own, because it just doesn't make any fucking sense. What do you think, Cletus?
Yeah, I mean, I you know, we could all sit and come up with a million fucking conspiracy theories as to why what happened happened, but I would suspect that over the next couple of days we'll have a world and a mountain full of fucking shit to sift through to get to the real fucking data as to what happened and why.
You know, a lot of people disagree with me on what they claim to be. You should be able to talk about anything and what's it hurt and what's the harm, and the fact that you're doing what you're doing, folks, to avoid reality is so clear to me it's not even funny. That's the first thing that it hurts all of us. And then, how would you like to be Chris Proudfoot? How would you motherfuckers like to be the father of Sebastian that happened to be hours away on a job that puts him hundreds of fucking feet in the air, his life in danger every day, right? And find out that your fucking son is missing. And then you have the whole of YouTube accusing you, digging into your background, trying to destroy your character. How would you like to be that guy? How would you like to be any of these characters that these jerk offs are putting into the Idaho 4 case? How would you like to be Brian Koberger, but just not held in jail? But your name dragged through the fucking mud all over the fucking internet. I don't understand how people could be so fucking simple-minded and so fucking ill fucking the inability to think. You know, the whole thing, you got to walk a mile in another man's shoes to understand where he's coming from, is real. It ain't some cute fucking saying. And not a single one of us want to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. Put yourself in Chris's and Katie's shoes, you fucking assholes that go after him. And let us tear you down like that.
This comment on the screen: clitoris when you laugh. I can't help myself from laughing. If I saw a clitoris that laughed, I wouldn't be able to fucking restrain myself from laughing either.
Dude, I'd jump up out of that bed and be like, bitch, what's going on?
Stop talking.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
That's the conspiracy theorist right there. They create, and that's why they create these conspiracies. Because if you accept reality on the reality in front of you, then you realize that we need to get together and we need to start doing stuff. We need to fucking solve these problems, which we can. And yet, no. That's what I mean. What I ought to do, and listen, folks, if I wanted to be a bullshitter and put the look at now, and I'll give you an example. Look at the story I tell about Dylan Mortensen. That's a fucking fantastic fucking conspiracy theory, is it not, Cletus?
It is.
It hits all the dots. It covers all the actual evidence that you can verify, all the accusations, all the time variances, I can lay that woman into a conspiracy that's just, it fits her better than custom tailored clothing.
But so the way that you do it, hold on. But the way that you present it, I don't really get the conspiracy aspect of it. You present facts about a theory that just happens to point to her. But it's not just off the wall fucking bullshit, right? She was
because I do confine myself to only those people involved in the crime or around the crime. I don't go outside of that. But what I'm trying to say is I could step outside of that house and tie Enon in just like it did Dylan. I could step out of that house and jump on the bandwagon of the Banfield. Or I could have stepped in fucking Tommy fucking Lunatic Jude's fucking. I was in there a few times. I couldn't take it no more. I could play those games with people. In other words, I'm more than capable. I probably could tell better stories than all of them people combined and get a ton of following and get a lot of clicks and make a bunch of money. But to me, I don't see what the fuck would I do that for? It's almost like, I don't even know. I can't wrap my head around why anybody would want to be involved with doing that.
Not and call yourself true crime.
Not calling yourself even fucking a decent human being. You know what I'm saying? What kind of decency do you got impugning these people that have, as far as you can show, no evidence that they have anything to do with anything? And yet, that's why you have a different opinion. When I mentioned Dylan, she does have something to do with something. She was in the fucking house before, during, and after. Right. She was awake. She admits this shit, not me. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not extrapolating from an image on a phone or a fucking video of the dark like bubbly waters or some noise the central scrutinizer heard and decided it was a manhole cover to give you access to a tunnel. For fuck's sakes. But to say I couldn't do that is an error. I definitely know that I could do what they're doing. Right? I could have came out here a convict's thoughts and run down. I got a serious crime. And it's a theft. It ain't breaking into some poor fucking working man's house to steal a fucking TV. AR. You fucking twit. Fucking guy with those nose rings. He accentuates the ugliest part of his face with earrings. I don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. What in the fuck is happening in this world?
And I cover the fucking ugliest part of mine with a beard, so you know.
Jesus Christ.
Who's better?
Well, no, but a beard is a natural fucking thing that can happen. You can hide behind. You didn't have to go to some fucking guy to poke holes in your fucking nose.
Oh fuck, Sarge.
It is funny, but isn't it really tragic? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Look how many people these streamers fucking come in contact with every day.
I probably
we got
spelled your
120
name
people.
wrong. Sorry, I figured that's what had happened. Fucking autocorrect. I don't give a fuck. You can call me Clitoris. I don't care.
But just think of all the people that we come in contact with every day. Look at all these streamers that I mentioned. They do have a lot of fucking people come watch them. A lot of people joining in on the fun. And yet, imagine if you just were up here attracting all of these people and you suddenly decided to change the topic to something that actually does something or means something or helps somebody. And everybody got onto that train of thought. It wouldn't be that hard to do. You got the view. Where's the people going to go? These people are fucking addicted to YouTube as it is.
Right.
And that's probably part of the reason why they're listening to you. What else are they going to do? Right? Please.
Oh, you're not wrong. I mean, I've listened to it less over the past 4 or 5 days than I have in a year and a half, and it's been fucking phenomenal. Everything I've fucking watched, other than these wackadoodle fucking shows about Bigfoot, have been about some kind of fucking food to make on this fucking grill. It's awesome.
Killing it, right?
I'm fat as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, keep eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. I feel like just again closing down all of my fucking social media stuff and then just getting away. I'm just so flabbergasted. How just fucking stupid we all are, and how complacent we are. And you watch all the bullshit that comes out of this with Trump. It's going to be the arguments like you pointed out, the back and forth over gun control, back and forth over this and that, and really. None of us are going to talk about what causes this division, and it's us. We're doing it to each other because some politician enraged us, or some actor that you fucking love. Like now, I know a little bit more about the Alec Baldwin case, and with the little bit that I did see, the information that came out in court, I think was the first time the defense was exposed to it. And that's why this thing ended up at a trial. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
It wasn't discovered pre-trial as it should have been. And they found out about it at trial.
But hold on. The judge fucking said that an order was placed to provide that, and it wasn't done.
Right, but from a different judge earlier on, from my understanding. Okay, and then the defense. So however they responded to that, we gave it to them, or it doesn't exist, but then it came up in trial.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's why it went the way it went. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I've actually haven't seen a full dedication or even seen the hearing itself completely. I've seen pieces. And sometimes it's kind of hard listening to streamers because like I was trying to listen to Uncivil Law. That's why I came up here to do this. I mean, I know Trump getting shot is the news, but the truth of the matter is it's you fucking Democrats that are the violent group, not us. Not most everyday fucking middle of the road Americans. And those middle of the road Americans that vote Democrat, you're supporting the violent fucking lunatics. That's what you're doing. So you're as criminal in my mind as they are. Right? Me and Cletus going to a fucking place to rob it and I shoot and kill somebody. Cletus is a co-conspirator. He goes to jail with me. Fair enough?
Yeah.
And the same thing applies to who you fucking vote for.
Fuck them both, 2024, as
Somebody
the sign
said,
says locally.
Well, somebody just said they came across the picture on Twitter of the shooter.
Yeah, I just showed fiance. He's dead on the rooftop.
Can you cast it into here? Can you present it?
I can't put it in here. I sent it to your Discord.
Oh, all right. See, I try not to run Discord when I'm streaming because it fucks up the stream.
Huh? Oh, I can text it to you.
Or no, email it. You got my email, right?
Fuck, maybe.
I'll put it on the screen.
Is that really something you want to show?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are these fucking haters? They ain't got no more fucking intensity than I got. Fuck them all. There ain't enough of you people in here to compare to my tenacity. Fucking easily fucking.
You are the tenacious D.
The D.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Dude, I sat at my house one day and called a telemarketing company 252 fucking times because the guy had the audacious fucking personality to say to me, I can call you anytime I want. You can't stop me. And so then he called again. And then he called again. And then he called again and his number showed up on my caller ID. It was no longer blocked. He fucking forgot. And so I just started hitting that fucking redial. And they'd pick up the phone and I'd fucking hang up. And then I'd hit redial. And I did that shit. I'm eating a large, I'll never forget, large Italian assorted, light lettuce, light mayo, and onion. And every time I made a phone call, I would put a fucking a pen mark on my napkin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I would cross it out. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross it out. And I sat there for the entire fucking meal, and including part of the history show presentation I was watching, repetitively calling these fucking people to the point where I would let them pick up the phone and go, wait, don't hang. And then I'd hit click. And I tied that fucking phone up for at least 2 hours. And then finally I let them answer. And I go, what up? Please, you got to stop calling. Why? I'm allowed to call you. I'm a business. You're a business. I'm telemarketing you. We're having phone issues over here. But I promise you this. If you motherfuckers don't take my number off that list, back then the minimum wage was $7.25 an hour. I would happily pay somebody $8 an hour to call you repetitively 8 hours a day. And if you think I'm fucking not going to do something like that, then call me one more time. Because I absolutely would have done that. Fuck them people. Who the fuck are you to call my business and make fun of me and tell me you can call? Oh, here's our man, 12 inch.
What's up?
What he's got to say. 12.
What's up, 12 gauge?
I'll give you a link, 12 gauge. You can come up with your mild-mannered opinions here, if you don't mind.
Tell him I emailed him.
She emailed you.
All right, I'm looking, I'm checking, I'm going, I'm on my way. Easy.
And you might want to delete your comment with that email so that the trolls don't fucking bombard you.
Well, so this is a picture of the guy shot dead. I don't know that I want to put that up there.
That's why I was asking. I don't know if you want to put that.
Is that on a media site?
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not going to post that. The guy got what he had coming to him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I bet you that fucking mother and father will never reproduce again. Where you coming in here? Get your ass in here there, 12 gauge. Yeah. The president of Black Lives Matter did do that. Not in the mood to be in a panel. What, really? Come on. The guy that tried to shoot Trump was a white dude, so you can't be upset of his nationality. Right? He was a Democrat. I don't know if that disturbs you. And what the hell? It's Saturday. You're definitely not on a date. You're not getting any putang. Neither am I, by the way, at this point. And here you are. You might as well bring your ass up into the stream. He now identifies as a we were was. That's fucking cruel. Yeah, that looks like someone shot a piece of his ear off before he ever shot Trump's ear off, in all fairness, if you look at that picture. But yeah. Death Be Not Proud. There was a movie based on that. There he is. Look at, put on a shirt, you pervert. Top Cage, what are you doing? You're live. You're live. We don't want your masturbation uniform on when you come up here. Okay. So what say you there, 12 gauge?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Not much. Have you heard any of the stream at all?
No, I just got off a live myself.
Oh. Yeah, I was a little critical of some of your friends, your Swamp Bros and the people connected to that, but they're having WSU Kim, that fucking waste of flesh coming out, impugning all these other fucking people, all these other groups are involved, and insinuating this, accusing this person of that.
When he says he was a little critical, that translates to he said some shit that's gonna really piss them off if they ever hear it.
I ran him over and stopped and backed over him, 12 gauge.
Well, I wouldn't expect anything less, Sarge. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, I just find that these people have this idea that talking about all of these other people and accusing them and impugning them and connecting them to that crime is okay. That's fine. We should be allowed to do that. Well, how would these people like it if we did that to them? Because somebody in their neighborhood was shot. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with us? And these people get thousands and thousands and thousands of views, like A.R. Hayes and that other dude, that new dude, Pavarotti. What a fucking twit that. Nobody could be more wrong than that guy.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro.
Right? So
I don't have friends on here, man. I roll alone. I'm a lone wolf, bro.
I roll with Cletus, and I don't mind you and a few others coming up here.
I mean, there's some people that I like, I like talking to them, and we have some great discussions and stuff. But as far as other people's views and opinions, I roll alone, man. That's why I started my own channel,
Right? No, I agree with you there. I can't even entertain those. And I was a part of that, and I always had a struggle with it. That's why when that Linda Lane stuff came out, I got out. I just packed up my shit and got out. I dropped away from Roy. I dropped away from fucking Dago or anybody else I was paneling with. I didn't want any part of it anymore. Eventually, I came back and got caught back up in the hoopla to some extent, but I stand firm. I'm not going to impugn anybody that doesn't have their name directly in a document related to this crime. It's just not right. I don't care who they are, what their past is, what they're culpable of, what they did and didn't do. It should be none of our business. Now, if those particular people, places, or things become relevant, then I say, put a 12 gauge on it, okay? Open fire. But until that happens, leave the veteran out of it, that guy Kopaka. Leave Enon Harsh out of it. Leave the fraternities out of it. Leave the Grub Tub people out of it. Leave these people the hell out of it. Unless you can come up with some solid fact that ties them to the crime. And if you can do that, then go to the FBI. I don't even hear it on YouTube.
I did my last Idaho 4 stream the other day. I'm not doing it anymore until the trial, bro. I'm done. Done with that case. Tired of talking. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it. Tired of people's conspiracies. I'm tired of people trying to change my opinion or my belief on it. I mean, you can, people can think what they want, the insanity and bullshit that they think. But if you think different, then you're a fucking guilter, and that's bullshit. It's like, give me the same fucking respect.
I don't give a fuck if he's innocent or guilty at all. I just want to see how this plays out in the courts. I want to see what they've given us, what we have to look at. I want to see how that plays out. That's it. All this other sideshow shit has got nothing to do with reality. There's no reality to it all, except for the fucking credence we give it, the reality we give it, because we allow it to fill the air up of YouTube. There's so many other things. You cover a lot of different topics that people never even thought, including myself, of covering. Those are fantastic topics. Some of the stuff with the addiction, the stuff with the knives and what knife wounds do and how they affect the body. And all of that stuff is fantastic, Gage. And you see, how many fucking viewers do you get?
Not even 500 half the time, maybe 100 and something.
You're a decent guy and you're trying to bring information to people and they don't want to hear reality. They'd rather talk about the fucking, somebody had that broadcast on a phone and Saeed's phone has pictures of it. And this guy at the grub truck's got a phone. Man, I wish I had one big hand. I'd slap the whole planet. Okay?
I did a stream tonight over the mind psychosis that is our society today. If you get a chance, go check that out, man. I mean, it was
Can you give us a
it was
brief summation of what it was?
it was about the dumbing down of America to take control over people. It's like the more that you dumb them down, you can control them. It's kind of like in these chats, you know, the more dumbed down the information is, the more people follow it. Just like what you just said.
Yeah, but I think that for me, I don't disagree fundamentally, but I think that puts too much responsibility on some greater power in society. When at the end of the day, we're the fucking problem because we allow it to happen. There's no reason for us to dumb down other than the fact that we just fucking allow ourselves to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean that's what it's kind of saying. It's like we're dumbing ourselves down by fear, by all the tragedies that happen, and it's a method of control by the government, and the higher power is the one to want to eventually get us to be controlled by every aspect.
And we're doing it to ourselves. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like propaganda. People don't seem to understand that, for instance, if you're going to push onto me that the whole world is going to flood by 2020, which is what they did, and it never has. But during the process of trying to push that on me, you're going to cause a division and an argument. And people will debate that. Now, reality was it was never going to happen, and it hasn't happened. And that shouldn't really be the argument of why you want to use a windmill or a solar panel. Or you want electric cars. Those are completely independent fucking topics that have a valid place in society. They literally do. Okay. And yet you're going to promote that with some fucking pipe fucking dream of the Earth's climate is changing, which it always will and always has. Right. And it's our fault because we drive cars.
Well, right. Like you just said, the separation of the masses. Like you in every case in true crime, it seems like the case comes out and immediately people they pick a side and they try to convince the other side they're right, you're wrong. There's no way this could have happened. This is the bad person. This is the good person. It's almost like you're not free to have your own fucking opinion anymore without people attacking you.
Right. I'm glad you pointed that out. Let me just say this, folks. This is probably the most important thing I'll ever say. It's because you believe in information. That's the core root of all of our problems. Your belief system is fucked. It literally is just fucked. You're only to believe in spiritual things. That's it. And if that means you don't believe in a God, that's all you're supposed to apply your power of believing to. But if you believe in science, you're a fucking moron. Because when you believe, nothing that they show you will contradict that belief. It's like telling a Muslim, okay, that Allah never lived. He will never accept that. You can't show him nothing that will prove that to him because he believes it. People don't understand the power of human belief. And so when you allow that power that's vested in you, that creates an emotional and a chemical response within your body, when you actually perform belief, there's a physiological and a biological thing that takes place within you. That's what you're appealing to. And you don't believe in global warming. You read the data, you take the facts, and the facts will always change. And that's why it's so dangerous to believe in data or science or man's information, man's words. You never believe in them. That's one of the biggest issues we have on Earth is people have not been taught to separate belief from living in reality where thinking is required because you live amongst other faulty human beings. Does that make any sense?
Of course. Cletus?
He said Cletus.
That was a good one. Fucking good one.
This comment you've got on the screen, if Paul Harvey, if I were the devil, I have seen that, and that is it's a very good speech.
I'm going to play it. I'm going to take the 3 minutes that it runs. I'm going to actually present it on the screen now, as long as you guys aren't objecting.
No, not at all.
No, I'm not objecting. Play whatever you want.
If I were the devil, If I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old, I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions, just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door.
Wow.
In a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
Man, he was a prophet, wasn't he?
I like the one here. Where church at war with themselves.
That's amazing, isn't it, Carl? Way back in the 60s, he had this realization.
I guess it would be here.
And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames.
And that describes a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Fanning the flames. That's what all those channels are doing, folks. Listen, I have allegiance to what's right before I have allegiance to another person. If I am involved with you and you're going to do something that's just wrong, then I have no affiliation with you whatsoever. Now, I've done that with many people on YouTube. And I've actually had to mend a fence with one of them. And the fence is still holding. I talked with him the other day. But even now, he's getting rumors of being told that I'm saying things about him that are negative or bad. And I just want to say that to Dago, I have not impugned you whatsoever. I have made some factual statements that I've had horrific problems with people associated with your channel, and that I didn't agree with the way you handled it. And I don't think that that's talking shit about anybody. That's just laying it out there. And by the way, he thinks you're a great guy, 12 gauge. He doesn't know why you wouldn't think otherwise. So in our conversation that we had, no, I'm just, and there's no sense in that. There's nothing being said that was inappropriate to discuss back there or up here. It just isn't.
Right.
He thinks you're a decent guy, and I do too. I do. I've always liked your personality, and you're not. You may have a train of thought that you think and it's completely different than mine, but you don't make me feel threatened or intimidated or ignorant, or in other words, it ends up coming. It's fine. I have no problem with any levels of thought that are different between the two of us. And I'm very passionate about the way I view the world and how I see particular situations, and I deliver it my way, and you deliver it your way. And any
Yes,
disagreement,
exactly.
and we don't have disagreements that blow up into,
But
I
you
would,
know as well, hey, you know as well as I do. You've been talking to me long enough to know if I had something to say to you, I know your phone number. You know,
right.
I'd call you
Yeah.
up. I'd call you up. We'd have a conversation. It wouldn't have to be over social media. It wouldn't have to be me bashing you or you bashing me. You know.
11 plus 1. I was doing it for the longest time.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
cool. No, and well, listen, it isn't.
Ain't up there.
It may sound personal when I bring up a streamer and put them by name, and to some extent it might be a little bit, but it really has got nothing to do with personality, or I don't really know these folks other than what I've experienced with them on the internet, and I just don't get this fetish for jumping into these rabbit holes when we have such a fucked up world that if we just addressed it with all of the followers that we all have and all of the viewers, what a change we could make with just the true crime community, and sticking to the facts and moving on, and then trying to help those people that can be helped that are victims of crime. I mean, we could do so much good as a community of true crime. Instead, we're talking about the fucking Banfield boys. We're talking about all kinds of stupid shit, and that's where I separate myself from the other YouTubers, because I see that's a means of not only avoiding reality but not participating in reality. I mean, the person vilified most now with the Sebastian case is Clue and Cletus, and they're the ones that are out there that got billboards flashing the boy's image to try to find the boy.
Right.
And they're the ones being vilified because they didn't want to take a stand against Chris and Katie and attack them, while Seth was attacking them and getting his Seth army to attack Chris and Katie. And so then they finally fucking opened the barrels up against Seth. He had it coming, though. And now that other side has eaten itself, as it always was going to. But whatever happened to Sebastian and all of this, even in spite of all of that nonsense and chaos, at least then that channel, the Cluminati channel, got involved in actively continuing, still trying to find Sebastian. What are these other drama laden fucking rabbit hole, foxhole fucking people doing? Nothing.
I was going to address the Paul Harvey thing. So whether he was prophetic in what he said, right? It's comes down to a question of, did he prophesize what was coming, or is it because of what he said somebody was like, hey, that's a fucking ingenious idea, let's follow that plan?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? I think he saw the world as it was, and saw that's where we were heading. I do agree with you on that, but I also think that the possibility exists that somebody heard what he had to say and was like, yeah, there's money to be made
I mean,
by
in the
following
60s,
this.
but in the
Say,
60s, wasn't it a lot calmer? I mean, or did we still have, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that you're old, Cletus, because I don't have a clue what you look like, your age, or any of that. But I'm just asking if any of you know, was the 60s a volatile time? I mean, was it as bad as it is now?
Oh, it was even more so in some respects with the college campuses and the Vietnam War and the protests. And that's what they were doing back then, burning shit, shooting people. That's what I mean. The Democratic Party is this guy supports the unions. This guy supports it. Well, let me say that a lot of the people that vote Democrat, for whatever reason, don't accept the responsibility that is the party of the Jim Crow laws. The only reason the Jim Crow laws were removed was because a Democratic president, there was a super majority of Republicans that voted for the equal rights bill for blacks. The Republicans in Congress and the Senate had an in other words, if he would have vetoed the bill, they could have voted him and overruled him. So Johnson signed the bill saying these niggers won't vote for a Republican for the next 50 years. His exact fucking words. Johnson, the Democrats were never pro-black. Never in their fucking life were they pro-black. Ever.
Right.
And people today are still not pro-black, but they've convinced themselves with platitudes and lies that in fact they are because of affirmative action. Black people don't need a fucking to earn a C to get a job that I need an A in. They're capable of earning an A plus where I can only earn an A. They're fucking human beings too.
Yes, sir.
Right? They're no different than me. They're no different than anybody. And the Democratic Party's got all these platitudes. So 27 million black babies have been aborted. They would be the second largest population in the United States, surpassing Hispanics, if it weren't for abortion. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And the Democratic Party's pro-abortion, but they're pro-black. How the fuck do you reconcile that as a Democratic voter? So I'm just so fucking tired of the fucking unwillingness for us all to accept reality. Okay, and then let's stop blaming each other. Let's just fix it. That's why I get so stressed out with these streamers. They help people continue to live in avoiding reality. That's their crime. When you create these rabbit holes and phone fucking images and manhole covers and central scrutinizers, and you're so fucking ignorant yourself that the false reality you want to dream up and create, you're getting others to follow along with. And that's how fucked up those people are. And we need to rein it in. We need to rein ourselves in and just stick with the facts. And the amount of shit we could accomplish is fucking endless. Cletus?
I cannot argue. Completely concur, right? It fucking is what it is. And I mean, today and the whole point of starting this stream tonight over the shit that happened today is another one of those situations that I think everybody needs to fucking realize that words can't fucking hurt you. The bullets from that motherfucker's gun can.
Yep.
Trump didn't fucking shoot that guy. The lady or the guy, whoever lost their life from his fucking gun, didn't shoot at that guy. That guy chose to take a fucking action over words. But those words didn't fucking hurt him. But instead of fucking communicating, he decided to take a violent fucking action to handle his situation instead of fucking talking through it. And it's fucking sad and pathetic, really.
I concur.
I'm sure people are going to misinterpret what I say when I say all the political violence comes from the Democrats. It certainly does. Nobody can show that not to be true. So if you take 10 violent circumstances and say once it was Republicans, and I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but I'm just using these terms because these are the fucking terms we've been trained to use. Okay. All of the other 9 were Democrats. When they shut the cities down in Seattle and they burned, where Kyle Rittenhouse had to shoot somebody, where they're burning down fucking businesses and they're stopping traffic in the roads and they're preventing you from going to work and going to the hospital. They're shooting cops in fucking Texas in the head. They're targeting cops. Black Lives Matter, burning and smashing shit. But those are real things that have really happened. It's all Democrats. Where's the Republican in all of that over the last fucking 10, 12 years? There isn't. The closest you can argue that Republicans get violent is at the January 6th deal. And even that's an outlier. That wasn't people organizing in the street and coming out of their house with fucking Molotov fucking cocktails. That wasn't people setting bricks up on a fucking curb in a city because they knew that later there was going to be a demonstration. They're going to use those bricks to smash businesses with. That's how Democrats do things. This is the truest thing I think you're ever going to hear on the internet about these political parties. Most people that vote Republican are decent. Most people that vote Democrat are decent. But the indecency is that you vote Democrat knowing that your party not only sponsors and pays, but promotes and creates these hate groups, these domestic terrorists, these people that cause division amongst everyday men and women. That comes from the Democratic Party solely. They're responsible for that. What do you think about that, 12 Gauge?
Now sports. I honestly don't know enough about government stuff, to be honest, that I really don't have a dog in the fight, bro. I mean, I don't want to sound ignorant by any means. So I don't want to spew anything that I have no knowledge on.
Well, is there anything in there that I've said that you think is false? Have you never heard of Antifa?
Yeah, I have.
Have you ever heard of Black Lives Matter?
Well, I agree with what you said. I mean, I agree with the concept of what you're discussing. I mean, I did hear of all those situations. I'm just saying, as far as getting into the political parties, I'm not really that educated on that area. I mean, I skipped a lot of school in history class, you know.
Okay, well, this is just kind of current history. It's not really something that but it does go back. When you go back and you look at the founding of the KKK, it was Democrats. The Jim
Yeah.
Crow laws were all written in Democrat-controlled states. When the children weren't allowed in the white schools, it was Democrats that were preventing that. If you remember, if you've heard any of the stories of that, when they were made to sit on the back of the bus and all that discrimination was all based on Democrat. They were voting for that. The KKK was the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And a lot of Democrats don't know that, or well, we changed. They switched. The Republicans became the KKK, and the Democrats got out of it in the '60s, which is just bullshit. All of a sudden, we changed sides.
Yeah.
That's the story Democrats convinced themselves. That's the false reality. But the entire history of suppression of blacks is done by the Democrats, and it's undeniable. You can look it up all on your own and see that I'm not making. I have no horse in that game. In other words, that's a fact.
Yeah, but they want the Republicans to take the fall for that.
They want to blame guys like me who would hire anybody. I don't care what the fuck color you are, who you came from, who your daddy is. Doesn't matter to me. And nor if you want to be a neighbor. Doesn't matter to me. But if you're a bad neighbor, I don't give a fuck what color you are. You're a bad neighbor. I got two people with dogs that live on each side of me, and they don't know how to keep their dogs quiet. That to me is it's a bad neighbor, and as far as respect goes. But they cut their grass, they do everything else neighbors do, and so I don't really, being a good neighbor, I kind of keep my mouth shut, right?
Yeah.
That's rare. What do you say to that? Pretty rare, right?
Yeah, it is pretty rare. Dogs being loud these days is it's pretty rampant. There's a dog situation in my city. There's all these stray dogs, and I don't even think we have a dog catcher anymore here. They just run rampant, tearing up shit.
I don't know what you mean by that SQ216.
I don't know.
Do you see that comment on the screen? I'm not sure what they mean.
If only more people felt the way they could watch you, they wanted without being worried about being torn into creators on live video. I don't know why you don't feel like you can watch who you want to. I mean, that's your right.
Right. And listen, I'm giving what I suggest to you folks is my understanding based on facts. When I say these streamers are creating false realities to avoid the reality of what's really going on in the Idaho 4, they mitigate and ignore that. Or if people come out and tell you that's only Exhibit A of the PCA. Okay, well, Exhibit A has been completely disproven. So what's left? What the fuck else could there be? Right? I don't understand how we, like 12 gauge saying it, leave the case alone until more data comes out. I agree with that 100%, 12 gauge.
Yeah, I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. I mean, I'm tired of talking about it. Like every day, somebody's bringing up some new avenue that hasn't been thought of in the 2 years almost now that been going on. It's like, come on, give it a rest already.
Yeah, it's and the thing is that we all have the capacity and we all have the knowledge, the ability to understand that taking reality head on we're all capable of doing that. I honestly think that the people involved in the Karen Reed case, definitely those people should be put on blast. Those people have questions to answer. The ones that lied, the way they dealt with that should be questioned publicly, and the public should focus on that. As to whether she did it or not is a completely, entirely different fucking question.
Yeah.
It's like the other night I put in the stream, and maybe you'll understand this. In the Idaho 4, the DNA and the IgG has nothing to do with anything in the arrest of Brian Koberger. Therefore, it can't be part of the conversation when you're looking at the Idaho 4 because it was not used to charge and arrest him. What was used to charge and arrest him is that fucking PCA. That's it. That's it. So if you want to understand what's happened in that case, and you want to know the facts of that case, the only place you're going to get it from is paying attention to that. So if you're going to rely on, well, they found his DNA, you're nowhere even close to that argument, because at this point, the PCA has been torn to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
And the DNA came only after the PCA was used to get an arrest.
Correct.
So anything after that arrest must be ignored, because if the arrest was unlawful, then none of that evidence is usable. Right?
You're right. You're right.
Okay. And so that's what
And a
I
lot
say.
of it will probably be suppressed in the next coming hearings. You know, that the suppression hearings are coming up next. So any of the evidence that is not going to be used or valued on either side, they're going to move to suppress it.
Right. And I think that summation is fair. It doesn't talk about guilt or innocence. It only talks about what's relevant in the reality of the case. That's where we are with that case. So to go anywhere outside of those bounds is a lesson in futility. It accomplishes zero. It's like spinning your wheels in the snow. You're not going to go nowhere with it.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're wasting millions of man hours on the internet, avoiding things that you really could all come together with and accomplish. It's rather.
Well, listen to this, Sarge. I was in a chat, and the streamer was talking about what was she talking about? Oh, she was talking about what was found in Brian Koberger's vehicle, right? And there's been receipts in the Pennsylvania PCA that gave a diagram or a list of all the things that were found in his vehicle. Well, she gets on Google and she Googles Brian Koberger's car evidence or something. She scrolled down a couple lines and she doesn't see anything. So she's like, nope, there's nothing. So it must be false. There was nothing found in there. And I was like, wow, I'm in the wrong place here, because you know damn well they found shit in the back of that trunk. It had been discussed a million times by people. You know they found shit. Did you kick me out?
No, I'm right here.
Oh.
YouTube is telling me that I can't post because it means that they think it's spam. And what I here's what I posted: 96 likes, 4 more, please. And they flag that as being spam.
Yeah, I get flagged too.
Why?
I don't know. I was just laughing at somebody the other day, and they're like, "This is viewed as spam or something," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
So I can't. Here, I'm going to try to do it again. 96 likes, comma, 4 more, please. And they won't even let. Yep, they won't even let it go through.
Now, yeah, come on, guys. 3 more likes, man. 3 more likes.
Yeah, hit me up. Get me into that algorithm that Dago talks so lovingly about with 100 likes.
Yeah.
I like fucking with Dago. He usually won't move his show forward until he gets his 100 likes.
Usually takes about 30 minutes, right?
30. Yeah. And it's his way of doing it. He's comfortable with it. I think it's kind of funny, but it's okay. Yeah. And normally
I feel like I got to get the show on the road, man. When I start mine, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. It's time to get it on the road. These people already waited 2 minutes for the music interlude. Now it's time to get the damn show on the road.
Yeah. I just like coming in. I start with that song, and then Cletus introduces your ass, and then just jump right into it.
Yeah.
It says I'm at 100 likes according to SK. Let me see. Drum roll, please. And then Harvey that was a hell of a thing, and I suspected he was giving us information that he was reflecting on the current times under which he lived, and he saw this happening. In other words,
well, history does repeat itself. I mean, that's the only certainty.
Right.
You know, history does repeat itself, because every other generation thinks that they're so unique that they're doing something totally that hasn't been done before, and they start creating what's already been done and imploding from within.
Look at the minute we hit the algorithm. Look what we got. We got a troll. This is probably part of the algorithm and not a real human being.
Wow.
And I want to point this out to you that the more like when I did politics, I kept it private so they really couldn't fuck with me. And I do this and I do it publicly, but I do it with no monetization, so they can't really fuck with me.
Right.
So here's this guy comes in, and I don't even think this is a real human being. Okay, this is an algorithm. This is a bot. And a lot of times the trolls you get in your chat room are bots. And people think they're arguing with a real human being. And someone like Nick, right, Nick's mother was probably fucked by a fucking a zoo animal that escaped. And she produced this fucking person, right?
Yeah, Allison, my name is 12 Gauge, if that's my name. Yeah.
Yeah. And so Nick has got to go. But the comment, they come in here and they expect they're going to get attention, and we're going to argue back and forth about blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
And it really it's just that his mother let the wrong dinker get inside of her, and we ended up having to deal with that person, if it is a person, or at best it's just an algorithm. It's a bot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got one the other night on car dealerships or some shit. You know, they were talking about that's a reason why many people aren't allowed to have good cars because of some bullshit. I mean, I just blocked it.
I've never had a bad car, in all fairness, knock on wood. all the vehicles I've owned since the computer age. And
Good to see you too. Good to see you too. And anybody who doesn't know me, Sarge and I collaborate from time to time on each other's channels. So, you know, he invited me out, but thought it'd come.
Yeah, put your link in the private screen. If is there a private screen? I don't even. Yeah, there is.
Hold on.
If you put your link in the private, then I'll post it out here.
All right.
You know, yeah, it's an amazing thing, and you know, let me just say to you folks, first and foremost, the main reason for doing drugs is to avoid reality. And to be fair and simple with you, if you want to know the truth, the simple fucking truth of the matter is, none of you want to live in reality either. But you find some real fucked up ways and fucked up fucking rules you put up on making fucking reality. And that's why people just like me that ended up doing drugs don't want any part of your fucking reality. Because it ain't real. You ignore reality. And you wonder why people turn to drugs. Nobody in the fucking real world even faces real reality. And we get
it's so bad. It's so bad, bro. The drug dealers are killing off their customers, man, with that fentanyl crap.
Yep. Yeah, and that's coming across our southern border. Nobody, you know, you're a racist if you don't want fucking all these crazy illegals coming across your border. That makes you a racist. The ignorance of thought that was put into that statement and the millions of people that accept that shows you the depth and how easily and how simple it is to get a Democrat to hate, because that's what the Democratic Party is built on, hate. If you don't agree with me, we hate you. Now, not to say there aren't Republicans that aren't like that. Some of you fucking religious right are no better. You fucking right-wing, hard fucking right fucking maniacs. Be more like the Amish, okay? Shut your mouth and be what you say. We don't need to hear it, right? We'll learn by your example. Sadly, the Amish's example doesn't catch on that quickly because they stay to themselves. Well, okay. But they live a wholesome life, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure they have their crime to some extent and their problems. I'm sure there's problems in their community too, but nothing like we, you know. Yeah, Jesus. They're not up there shooting, taking shots at their leaders, and then a group of people are going to say that the leader staged that. Like we live in some movie where the people you saw where Trump was shot, right?
Yeah.
Right. And now, you know, there's now people out here arguing he did that he planned that. What about the poor spectator that was shot and killed? So Trump, you know,
exactly. So they were shot and killed for nothing.
It's fucking incredible. But listen, I say that was an assassination, not an attempt, but an assassination that didn't go right.
I agree with you. I agree.
There's no question that would, and the assassin's bullet took out an innocent bystander. That was a real assassination, not even an attempt. An attempt would have been they stopped the guy. That was an assassination carried out to the end, and he missed. That's how fucked up that side of the fucking part, that side of the country is when it comes to the way they view the world. It wasn't failed. They assassinated
spent
somebody.
4 years trying to impeach him. I mean, they spent 4 years trying to run him into the ground.
Mm-hmm. And now they spent the next 4 years trying to run him to the ground in courts just as well. They've never stopped trying to destroy this guy.
Right.
Now, I don't. They assassinated an innocent bystander. It was a failed attempt. I guess I can accept that, but it was an assassination, and it did fail. I agree with that. And so for anybody not to see that as a full-on assassination, the idiot foiled it himself. Whoever the shooter was, he shot enough fucking rounds, and Trump's a fat bastard. I don't know how you miss Trump. Literally, you're on a fucking roof. You got a clear view of the guy. I don't know how you can miss him, but thank God he did. And I'm not saying that, but be like me shooting at you or Dago. I couldn't miss.
Yeah, that's true.
But he did. Grateful, I'm grateful. And then Biden comes out and calls him Donald. What about former President Trump? Your political opponent, a former president of the United States, was shot at, hit, and one of his voters were killed. And you're going to call him Donald?
Yeah.
Disrespectful piece of fucking shit that Biden is.
It's a miracle he got that much out of his mouth without stumbling off the stage,
It's that Purdue, she just put up a thing about Purdue pharmaceuticals. Yeah, 100,000 is probably a low number. You're right. All of these people that have paid all the money to put all of these government officials in place that are all of their puppets, whether they're politically Republican or Democrat, are all enemies of the people. And the only way the people can do anything about it, I'm not suggesting we do anything severe or violent, but I'm suggesting we come together as people in one voice and start to solve issues that these people have made massive problems for us with. And I'm a big proponent of going after user agreements and demanding these websites discard all of my personal information, all of my children's, cousins, friends, neighbors, the people I hate, and not be allowed to use that information for anything at all, ever. And then any site that doesn't do that, we all get up and leave. Fuck you. Start with Elon. Target him. I'm a supporter of Elon. But I think he's the first, his website with 200 billion or 200 million views every whenever. He uses our personal information too and advertises, target us with it. That should not be. I should not be surrounded by businesses 24/7. Do you think don't you think that's fair?
I agree with you, bro. I agree with that because I mean, hell, it's almost like you have a thought and the freaking computer runs 3 ads on it. You're like, how the hell did the damn internet know about my thoughts? You know what I mean? It's getting that bad. Or you're having a conversation with somebody on the phone. You mention a product, you get back on Facebook or something, and guess what? That product's being advertised.
A personal touch on that. That's not giving it a personal touch by calling a former president of the United States Donald. That's a disrespectful comment. This was a political assassination of a former president. You give him the dignity of an office. And a matter of fact, you take that right out and say President Donald J. Trump, they tried to kill him. And you come right out as the sitting president and give him credit as a sitting president that he was. Or even to the point of calling him president of the United States in that situation.
Exactly.
You don't call him Donald. There's no dignity in doing what he did. And that doesn't a personal touch. For a mentally deranged man, that would be a personal touch, unhoused person. Hell no. Call it what it is, an assassination of a former president of the United States that went wrong. And one of his supporters were shot and killed. Another one wounded. How many you watch the video on how many times that prick pulls the trigger on that gun? That's terrible. I got a picture of the supposed shooter after he was shot. I don't know if I'm not going to put it up here though. I don't think I should. It's showing someone.
Email it to me, bro. I want to see that.
All right, I will. Let me see here.
Hey, my show's about gore. I might show it. Shit.
Yeah, I just would rather not. I don't want to.
Yeah, I know.
Let me see. How do I do this? Move to, do this, do what more? How the hell do I forward this thing to somebody? Forward.
I
There it is.
appreciate you guys
What do I
having
put in? Is it
you know,
12? There it is. 12. Okay, I got your email. Yep, I just sent it to you there, 12 gauge.
All right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Everybody, they want to give people pay. You've got to dignify what happened would be to give him the honor of President Donald J. Trump, former president of the United States. There was an assassination attempt. And although he's my political opponent, and go on from there. But you should give Trump at this point more credence as a former president than you ever even would want to give the guy. Because that's what this was, a political assassination. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Look at that. When Reagan was shot,
if they could have taken him out, they would have taken him out. It's not like they weren't attempting to miss. They were attempting to kill.
Right. Right. And so if you're going to address that as the current sitting president, whether you like Trump or not, don't call him Donald. And admit that it was an assassination attempt. I mean, for Biden to walk out, I don't have enough facts yet to make it, to come out on that. What do you mean? We all knew by then that he'd been shot, that there'd been a person in the audience killed. You as the president don't know that? Are those the same assholes you used to protect Trump? Maybe that's why he got shot at. Right? Whoever's giving you personal advice, President Biden, had to have known immediately that was gunfire. You got a woman on the stage screaming, "All clear, all clear. Shoot her down, all clear." That happened on stage, publicly broadcast. And Biden doesn't know that there was an assassination on Trump?
Fuck no.
I just find their disrespect. It's just their subtle hate is always present. It's always present from that side of the aisle. And they just want to try to justify it rather than just accept what you're being very hateful. Disagree with the man. You don't need to hate him.
He did the puppet for another president that was in office. He's pretty much running the show behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's what they said on CNN. It appears that President Trump has stumbled and he's being carried off stage. There were some noises in the background. We're not sure what they were, or if they had anything to do with this at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the media is the fourth branch of government. They're supposed to be the voice. See, that's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm glad I saw that. Thank you, Olivia, for bringing that up. If you people think that you're fucking true crime fucking streamers, you're supposed to be the voice to power. That's what media people do that report on issues. Mm-hmm. You're always supposed to question the government first. Always. And the crime, as the issue progresses through the stages of progression, the crime is going to be part of your discussion. But you're always supposed to be calling the government out first. And you're supposed to be pointing out when the government does things right and giving them their dues when they've earned them. And there isn't a single place on YouTube or in the media that does that at all. It's called Truth to Power. And it gets done nowhere. We'd rather accuse Enon Harsh or the other kid, Kopaka, than deal with the reality of what happened in Idaho. It's very sad.
Aren't they back on the frat kids? Now that they can't blame the Aryan Brotherhood, now they're back to the frat kids.
Yeah. And that was today with that WSU mom on Swamp Rose's channel. I 56.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
And Swamp Rose is praising her and crediting her and quoting that fucking paparazzi guy or whatever his name is, who's got more theories than there could ever possibly be theories.
Yep.
One day Koberger's innocent, the next he's guilty, the next it's the frat boys, the next it's Kopaka, the next. And here's a guy that opens the stream telling you this is all entertainment. How can you entertain people over the slaughter of 4 children?
I don't get that either, man. I do not get that at all. How the fuck can you get up there and put all these theories that could potentially put her mother in jeopardy? I mean,
fucking frats. And who is this WSU Kim? This nasty, filthy fucking. drama-loving, attention-seeking piece of shit with a pussy so dry you couldn't stick a fucking ice cube in it. That nasty fucking bitch. Unbelievable how she's come around and made all these fucking things that people knew at 10 o'clock. She can't prove it, won't prove it, and acts indignant if you demand she. Now she's talking today. She's going to file a motion to suppress or to prevent or to delete all the Snapchat activity because she's aware the government can actually get it if they want it. But we're going to file a motion to suppress. 19 months later, you asshole Kim, you fucking jerk off, you piece of shit. All you want is attention. You're a sick human being over the death of 4 kids. You made it all about you. Oh my God. Like Dot and others that came out with their third-party information, it all turned out to be false. All of these theories of who did it from all of these streamers. Oh my God. 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Just a few of them would stop and just start paying attention to facts and reality. Then I think a lot of us could start changing the trajectory of where everything is falling off. We're all falling off a cliff.
Well, the sad part is there's new streamers that are barely creating channels, and they're starting to do the Idaho 4 stuff. And they might be a subjective, you know what I mean, or objective. But after a while, you start hearing the same conspiracy theories being followed by other streamers that came before them. So the narrative keeps being pumped over and over and over and over.
Well, did you know that 27 million black kids were aborted? Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And yet, that's reality. Nobody wants to talk about it.
No.
Do you know that calling someone an African American, in all fairness, is the most racist fucking thing you could call them? And you want to know why you would see that as why I see it as racist? Because they were here in the 14 fucking hundreds. How many fucking hundreds of years you got to be birthing children before you become part of that country?
Right.
They're American more than most Americans. Most white Americans didn't come over until after 1865.
Yeah.
Believe that. You go back and look how many families are connected to the founding families, the originators from the fucking boat that came over here with Christopher Columbus going the wrong way. Here's a guy that went the wrong way at the wrong time on the wrong road and found America.
Yeah, founded America going the wrong way at the wrong time, bro.
Ann Taylor called it in 2023. She described Christopher Columbus's trip for the Indias.
He had a boat called the Magna Elantra.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. What are they? What was that? The Nina, the Pinta, and the Elantra. Holy fuck! And so the bottom line is they're not African American. They've been convinced to see themselves that way. You're not. You're fucking more American than most Americans of any color. Because you were here before it was even America by hundreds of fucking years. Whether you were here as slaves or not isn't relevant. The bottom line is you were birthing children on this soil. That's what it takes to be a occupant of the fucking nation you're in.
But you know, also like I was talking about earlier,
You know, the dumbing down of society create these obstacles that many can't overcome. It's like tearing down the statue, tearing down historical fact. If it's not there to be learned, then people are going to argue against it because they have no source of reference to go back to.
You know, so many things in history have been mistaken or misinterpreted, or that history's been rewritten. They changed the definition of words. To not like somebody because of their color isn't racist. It just isn't. I don't have to like you because you're fat. What is that? Fattest? I don't have to like you because you're short. So is that shortest? Right? No, I'm saying I have every right in my capacity as a free man to like or dislike anybody for any reason, any group, any people. That's fair. A racist, though, would impugn you from living an equal life to him. He's superior to you. He's a racist. Right. You can't eat in this restaurant.
Would make your life a living hell.
Which is what we did in America for a long time. Fair?
Yeah.
There are nobody who's doing
with everybody else. You got to eat in the alley, you know.
Right.
You can't use that. You can't use that restroom. You can't use that water fountain.
Well,
can't sit in the back of the bus. What are you thinking?
Look at this. Here's another fucking conspiracy theory coming up. Someone was ordered not to take the sniper out. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how people come up with these fucking ideas, where their brains are going, what fucking hole they've fallen out of, they should just crawl back into. Right? Look, you see the comment on the screen?
Yeah, an experienced sniper talking to another channel.
Right.
There's no way the shooter was in view with the rifle not taken out by SS counter sniper unless ordered not to.
Look at this.
How does anybody know? Was that guy there? I mean,
no, they don't know. They don't know, and they're making a guess, and they're starting a conspiracy theory that this is a planned attempt that failed, and that these Secret Service people were in on it now. Take reality for what we know and stop. Shut up. Shut up. Everything isn't a conspiracy. Everything isn't out to get you. We're all victims. We've all been taught to be victims. Now we're victims of a Secret Service conspiracy. Come on.
yeah.
Trump did raise his fist after he stood up and was being escorted off the stage, ducking felonies, whatever your name is there. He did raise his fist. He had blood on his face and on his ear and his shirt. And he, as the Secret Service were ushering him off the stage, he did raise his fist and he said something. I don't know what he said.
Hey, Steve, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I accept that title if you want to give it to me, but you don't know me. So, keep that opinion to yourself. We're not even talking about that fucking case right now. We're talking about Trump and getting the assassination and everything. Where you bust in with that?
Steve, they didn't find that much in his trunk. I think they found a vest that he jogged with, didn't they? Wasn't that part of what was in that trunk?
And some boots and
yeah, there wasn't much.
Change and hotel key or some shit.
And not a single thing that connects him to the crime. In his car, in his home, in his workplace, in his parents' home, not a single thing that connects Brian Koberger to that crime.
So what do you know about that trunk, Steve? If you're such an expert and I'm a fucking guilter, what do you know about it? Post your knowledge instead of attacking me. Post your knowledge. Calling me a name, right? That's your defense on everything. A lot of people defend. Let me call him a name. That makes me more empowered. I'm not a fucking guilter. You don't know me to call me a guilter.
And who cares a guilter? What kind of a fucking child are you to throw that out? The guy is allowed to know what he knows about the trunk, and if he's short or he's mistaken, it's got nothing to do with nothing. 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Was there anything found in his house, with his parents, his workplace, his apartment, or his car that connects him to that crime?
Not that I've heard. No.
Okay, there's no evidence. No, have we heard that though in a motion? Wasn't that stated by legal counsel?
Yes.
None of that stuff.
The defense attorney said there was no connection.
And has the court confirmed that he didn't stalk them?
Yes.
Didn't the judge, and has the court also confirmed that DNA was not used in the arresting of Brian Koberger nor the IGG? Is that true?
True.
And is it not true that they confirmed that the car in front of that house was in fact the 11 to 13 that they talked about in the beginning? Did Brett Payne not confirm that?
According to his words, yes, it was confirmed.
Okay. So I don't know how you call this guy a guilter. Now, he can say that stuff doesn't mean Brian Koberger is innocent, but you're nowhere even at the stage of fucking process where innocent or guilt is a question. Of course he's innocent until proven guilty. And if all the evidence that you've thrown in documents to arrest him is false, well, you can almost make the argument there's more evidence to show he's innocent as stands. He comes in an innocent man, and he's still an innocent man until you can prove it. And there's nothing so far that can prove it. So no matter what was in his trunk, has nothing to do with nothing, because we're told it has nothing to do with the crime. What is this? This is a different guy, Steve W. I don't know what he means by the staged and AI generated garbage. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Yeah, Trump did raise his fist a couple of times. He's known for doing that at his rallies and stuff like that anyway. And Trump wanted to show his followers that he was okay. That's an incredible look. Since he started running in 2015, this is something that no one openly talked about. But there's anybody I knew, I've brought that up numerous times. I wish the guy wouldn't do so many of these things. I'm afraid, and they're like, oh, don't say that. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it, right? Yeah. And then, I mean, to me, it was only a matter of time. And thank God that the guy wasn't successful. And sadly, he killed an innocent woman or man. I don't know who. It's just what a tragedy that it comes to something like this. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I did. That's oh man. But you know what?
Many people can't accept that, and they'll say that's fabricated. It's not real. It's not real blood. It's
Yeah. Yeah. And
can't accept reality for what it is.
well, I want to say this too, and I'm glad you've hung with me for a while up here. It's been one of the longer streams. I've only got half a dozen streams that went any length of time. Is what people may mistake me for being angry or hateful or mad, and I'm not at all. I'm flabbergasted. I'm shocked and stunned and saddened that we could all be as fucking ignorant as we are and follow along with these narratives that amount to doing and accomplishing fucking nothing. We're all about nothing. And then we want to argue the specificities of fucking nothing. Okay? Steve Stevenson, who gives a fuck what was in the trunk? At this point, it's not connected to the crime. So it don't matter if they found a banjo. They could have found a cutlery in the fucking back of that truck car. I don't give a fuck what they found. They could have found 150 knives in the back of that car. I wouldn't care. As far as we're aware at this point, none of that, of any of it that was found. How about when the media came out and said that he had their IDs in a glove in Pennsylvania? Remember that? 12 gauge?
Yeah, I do.
False. That's not true. Right?
I know it's not.
So all you idiots that want to jump down these fucking rabbit holes and accuse Enon Harshes and accuse the Banfield boys and frats, you all need your fucking heads examined. No, she didn't resign. She's just got a different employment situation where she's now a state public defender instead of a county. I think that's the summation of it. What do you know about it, 12 case? About
I didn't. I saw a stream where they said she didn't resign. It was just a different office she was going to be at.
She's a public defender now on the state's payroll, the state of Idaho, rather than a county. Is that fair?
Yeah.
That's what I understand it to mean in a very basic form, without specific, A to Z explanation. She's still his attorney. She's now a public defender for the state, and not for whatever county she came from. Right. Look at that other guy there. That one dude where is it the Delphi case? Another interesting mess of police work. Incomprehensible mess, like the Karen Reed case.
Yeah, there's a lot of misjustice going on in these cases. For whatever reason, I mean...
Well, it's the same reason as the public does all the misjustice and looking at everything but the case for what it says. And rather than take the case for what it says, they give more credence to their woulda, coulda, shoulda. Right? Like he could have made a U-turn means more to some people than the fact that there's no evidence to support that statement. But yet you give that statement credence. It just doesn't make no sense to me. I mean, I wish the world worked that way because I'd be traveling the fucking stars at way faster than the speed of light. I'd have visited every planet in this fucking universe by now.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Tell me, wouldn't that be badass, bro? Can you imagine what's out there?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And there's trillions of fucking.
We'd be the minority any planet we visited. We'd be the illegals. We'd probably get arrested.
Well, you wouldn't have to stay. On a more like spiritual or fucking. No, I don't think that ability for us to do that is beyond us. What I honestly think is happening here. You want to hear my conspiracy theory about what we're living through?
Sure.
My conspiracy theory is that we've all been tricked and fucked to believe in things, except things that really would change things. So, I'll give you a couple of examples. Now, we've done it through the instruction of people, but we as populations grew, new problems presented themselves, and we created new solutions because we all knew we had a problem. The wheel was invented, the horse and cart, the farming and the capture of animals and the breeding of animals and the feeding, the farming, the community, the city, all of these things we did for the ability for us to continue to grow and be together. Then eventually the vehicle came by, the steam-powered car, the electric-powered car, then the petrol-powered car. All modes of transportation of moving goods and people and services, right? We created these things out of a need. And we collectively believed that we had a need. And others stepped forward with their ideas and we followed them. But in the theory and the thesis of belief, when you read some of these spiritual teachings from some of these Eastern, some of these Middle Eastern and African and South American and American, European, some of these old religions, and things that they say, ye have little faith, you can move mountains. I think what they're trying to tell us in a lot of these things is, woe be anybody when humanity combines to believe in something universally. Woe be anybody that opposes that. In other words, I don't think the travel to the universe and the stars is beyond us. We're taught that it can't be done. We're given reasons why it can't be overcome. And we're accepting it and we're believing them reasons. And I think that's what keeps us from doing it. If we didn't believe in those reasons, we would have already been through the galaxy. I think it's within our capacity of belief in a unity in a group. And the more of us believe in something, the more it can be. If you want to believe in world peace and everybody talks about, like you use the internet, to me, this internet gives us the capacity to join our beliefs together in things that we can agree on and solve all kinds of issues throughout humanity. Starvation, poverty, slavery could be ended. And this the internet gives us the ability to share that common belief to reach that common goal. And what do we do with this power of fucking communication? We go listen to Tommy Jude, the urinator on the fucking face of Ethan. That's what I think that the key thing that they're keeping us away from is to understand what belief really does do. It's an innate ability and power of being a sentient living being created in the image of a God, created by God as the children of God. And I don't know what you guys think, but if you take a look at your life and don't tell me a lot of it doesn't parallel to one or both of your fucking parents. And if that's true, and very few of you can argue it's false, but if that's true, imagine what we're missing out with when our ultimate parent is a God. Have I lost you, 12 gauge?
No, you're not wrong at all, man.
It's crazy. Maybe
yeah,
I'm insane. Crazy. Maybe I'm insane and I should be locked up for saying that. So be it. But I truly have the understanding of thought to know that the power of human belief is the biggest power we have. And if they could convince us to believe in everything but ourselves, then they win. And that's exactly what they've gotten us to do. We don't trust the Secret Service. We don't trust anybody. Now, in all fairness, there's reason for that. But them reasons are what we've used to divide ourselves into little groups and little fucking tribes and separate ourselves. There should be nobody. I don't think there should be a time where people shouldn't be able to migrate around the globe freely and interact with each other freely. But in our current way of living, injecting 9 or 10 million people into this country that don't have jobs is a problem for us. Right? We live with a lot of criminality, a lot of drugs, a lot of bad.
Hey, Sarge, can you put that on the screen?
I just did.
Okay. You see it says collected and seized. 2015 Hyundai Elantra bearing the VIN number. Description of the items that are seized. So you call me a fucking liar. There it is right there in black and white.
Hang on, let me take this comment down. That's a good comment. And it tells you what did they find in the car?
Swabs, Ziploc bag with pink zipper, 7 quarters, plastic baggie with green zipper, 36 dimes, 32 nickels, 8 pennies, gloves, receipts, 1 car insurance card, car registration, hiking boots, comfort inn room key holder, sky information, I don't know, tire irons, shovel, goggles, floor mats, reflective vest, used water bottles, wrench, door panel, seats and seat cushions, headrests, seat belt, visor, fiber brake pedal, gas pedal, phone charger, band-aid, wrappers, maps, documents, seat belt, boot.
Yeah. Now what that is that is a receipt for the property that was removed from the vehicle.
Yes.
And when they talk about seatbelts and they talk about any other physical part of the vehicle, it was under an examination, a forensics examination of the vehicle. That's why those were removed from the vehicle. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to clear that up for
Yeah.
people that might be wondering why are they taking a door panel? Well, they removed it
Yeah.
to look at the car. Right. So that
It
was
just,
the material
it
in
just
the car.
pisses me off. Like, I'm not one of those creators that just talks out my ass. I talk with facts. You know that. You
Yeah,
know,
and you there you go. You just dropped the receipt. That's why I'm so angry with this person and everybody following this WSU Kim and Dot and these other people. They bring nothing of value to the case. And even if they're right, even it doesn't have anything to do with the case in court against Brian Kohlberger. When did this become a case not about the 4 victims and Kohlberger's part in it? When did it not become that? Because the last I looked, there's no case against the frat boys. There's no case against any of these other things these streamers are talking about. None. So what the fuck is the value in talking about that?
right.
Right?
Right.
You know, you want to talk about the Trump assassination, you're going to bring me over there and show me how tall the grass is. What the fuck's that got to do with the guy shooting at him? But that's essentially what you fucking people are doing when you talk about true crime. But you think you're still talking about the crime? Well, because, you know, there's a video of guys on Banfield walking by. There's this and there's that. There's a guy that went into a dumpster. Oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
And they create these fucking rabbit hole stories. There's a guy with a parachute. There's blood on the roof. There's tunnels under the house. Your favorite Dick with that funny fucking face he puts on his screen. And you guys all fucking flock to him. And that's why it may sound, I'm not mad. I'm passionately fucking pissed off that we're all so fucking stupid. Willful ignorance. And then, like, you shouldn't have to defend yourself against someone like that. If that person had any idea how to deal with facts, he would never even have been in here making that comment.
Well, true. But I'm the type of person that I believe that I'm going to show receipts and facts to back up what I say. I'm not one of the person that just gets on panel and just spits bullshit. You know, it's like it's useless based on what you were talking about earlier, you know?
It solves nothing and it causes division, and people argue about things that don't need to be argued about. Whatever was found in his car, with that receipt, I thank you for that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if they found the Mona Lisa in the car. He ain't charged with stealing it.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that, you know, I don't know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying because I'm on your side.
Yeah.
You don't say anything without having it verifiable. And you're interpreting it as far as you can interpret it up to this point because you only got whatever you got up to this point, and that's it.
Exactly.
My interpretation of his guilt has never, ever wavered. It's possible. And it's possible that he's innocent. If you really want to, I don't know. There's no way for me to know. And even if all of the information that we do know results in his case being dismissed, that doesn't mean he's innocent. I don't judge this on innocent. We're not even at that phase yet. You see, I accept the man as innocent until proven guilty. And so far, you've given nothing to show me that he's guilty. But I still accept the point that is it possible, like I've said 1 billion times, he parked somewhere else and walked there and nobody knows that? Sure. It's possible.
And, you know, I tell people on my channel, Sarge, I said at this point, the only 3 things that can set this man free or put him to guilt would be the prosecutor, the jury. That's about it.
Say that again. The only 3 things, and then you only gave us 2.
I was thinking of shit. It's late, man. The only 2 things that can set this man free would be the prosecutor or the jury, or convict him.
She still has she's going to file a motion to dismiss.
Right.
She will file a motion to dismiss based on the insufficient evidence provided by the prosecutor.
Well, I believe the prosecutor it's written that the prosecutor can set the defendant free at any point that he feels that the case is unwinnable or there's not enough evidence to convict. So, I mean, Bill will probably, you know, dismiss the case before he allows her to win the case. You know what I mean?
Well, that's very possible. Now it would be up to the judge to decide whether he'll accept that. The judge, just remember, always the judge does. It's possible he could withdraw the state's positions, and the judge has to accept that. I'd have to look, but I think that is possible. I'm not so sure they're willing to do this. See, that's the thing. People have this real fucked up relationship with being wrong. And I just can't wrap my head around. I don't know. Maybe I should have been born on fucking Vulcan or something. Is there such a place?
I don't know either, because I mean, even though we have different ways of putting things together, we meet on common ground, and that's interesting to me, and that's why I enjoy talking to you, because I get you. You know, I get what you're saying. I get your perspective. I get what you're trying to lay out. I mean, a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people don't see that deeply as far as information's concerned.
They're not used to someone like me coming into the fucking room and saying, wait a minute. These are the facts we have. All that other shit, just ignore it. They're not used to that. They want to get into the non-reality aspect of it. And they want to form a reality that coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybe was, instead of this is all we have.
Well, I got shit for saying that the Banfield camera footage or whatever from the cops, the cop footage or the Banfield stuff, the Linda Lane bullshit, none of that's going to be evidence. If it was, it wouldn't be on YouTube for the world to see.
If I'm not mistaken, the last time Ann was in court, she stated that the video showing the 11 to 13 Elantra hadn't been given to her yet.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And the 11 to 13 Elantra is what you're seeing, I suspect, in the Linda Lane footage.
But it hasn't been given to her.
Mm-mm.
But it's been shared on YouTube?
But I think there's other video. I think there's video footage from King Road, where that house on the corner, there's a place to park or do a 3-point turn. I think there's video that shows them going up Queen Road. So before you get to the apartments, where their house is the last house before the apartments start, there's video between turning on to Queen from King and driving up that road that leads to where we see the headlights in the car park. So I think that there's cameras between there and King Road that we haven't seen, right? All we're seeing is the ass end of the video from Linda Lane. But I think Linda Lane is one of at least 3 cameras that show the entirety of the movements of that car, which were explained in the PCA, because the PCA couldn't make all those accusations if it didn't have more video. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's just completely fair.
So where are the other videos that they have that they use to ID this car? That's what she's complaining about. Because arguably you could say she has to have Linda Lane by now.
Well, they have till September, right, to have all discovery in place.
Yep.
And after that, anything brought up is not usable in court.
Right. And I tried witching out that Get a Clue's got a new channel. And he's still hanging on these cars and stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, the ultimate proof that it was 11 to 13 came from Brett Payne. And until they can produce evidence showing a 14 to 16 Elantra on Queen King Road in the apartments until they can produce that, then I am convinced that they have no capacity to show Koberger's vehicle on that street. They may have the capacity to show a video of him on a different street going the wrong way in the wrong time. Okay, we know they have that, right?
Yeah.
Driving on King and Queen Road, going around the buildings and parking as they describe, there's no way that the description of the vehicle movement in that can be tied to Brian Koberger.
Exactly.
And so at that point, that's what matters. So now let's wait, like you're saying. Why talk about the case? We know what we know. We still have no idea whether he's innocent or guilty. We're still waiting for the state to produce more evidence and more data for the case to be made that they have caught the right man.
What I've been saying is,
I'm taking 2 seconds to go to the bathroom real quick. So
what I've been saying is, what worries me a lot more than him being guilty or innocent is the fact that if he's innocent, that means that there's somebody out there or a group of people out there that are still free that committed this crime, because there's 4 people that were killed. So there's somebody that killed him. So instead of just focusing on whether innocence or guilt is the most important part of this case, if you're really about justice, then it's about finding who really did this crime. I mean, because Koberger is just a suspect. He's a suspect that's having to go to trial to find if the evidence is strong enough to convict or set him free. So if it's not strong enough to convict and it sets him free, then that means that there's still somebody out there that did this crime. And it worries me that it may get cold, or they might not find who did it if they've just tunnel visioned and focused on Mr. Koberger, which it looks like they have. But, that's what worries me. I mean, that's the biggest concern.
You know what worries me? Worse than that.
What's that?
What worries me is that if that becomes reality, my real concern is the mismanagement and the ignorance and the waste of time and manpower and effort that they've invested in this theory. And do you expect that those people, even if they recognized and admitted they were wrong, do you think that group of people has even the fucking slightest chance of finding who the real perpetrator is or perpetrators? You got a group of people that are just incapable of that task.
You're right.
And yet that's never spoken out loud. These people,
they've never spoken about alternative suspects or alternative theories that could have led to a different direction before they got on Koberger. As far as what I've heard throughout the whole thing is they were onto him fairly early, based on whatever,
I don't believe that.
You don't?
No. And the reason I don't believe that is they didn't do anything surreptitiously. They've explained to us the investigative processes they went with the other 100 or so people. So if you were on the Koberger real early, then why wasn't there any investigative acts taken to try to understand or solidify that this man is a legitimate suspect? Not only that, they knew earlier than early that car wasn't his. Yet
if you're going down that avenue, then they still continued to tunnel vision on this man.
Right. And that's
if you know that this car is not his, then take your services elsewhere. Why are you going to try to make these pieces fit if the one main piece that you're using to convict or even
accuse, not even convict, to accuse. Let's be clear.
To accuse and to arrest. To accuse and to arrest. That's just a miscarriage of justice.
It's a horrific miscarriage of justice against your neighbor, your fellow citizen, an American. That this group of people, this law enforcement agency, which they also did in the Karen Reed case, which they're also doing in the Delphi case, which they also did in the Giglo case, which they also, I mean, you could keep going on and on and on. I've only been in true crime for about half a dozen or more, maybe a few more cases, but half a dozen cases. Look what they did, the Screamers did on Donna Eyes, the Kansas City 3.
Yeah.
It's as if that never happened. All your accusations against people that weren't guilty of anything.
Yeah, and they're just kind of like, let's sweep this under the rug. Let's move on to the next conspiracy.
And every one of the streamers that you joined in on that created all these conspiracies, I immediately identified the likely events that took place to her passing and to the 3 men in the backyard. I was right the first day that I heard about those crimes, because I only stick with the facts, and the facts tell a story. Could tell a story from many different angles, and you could have several different opinions of that story, but I never left the facts. I never saw a murder of 3 men.
I'm the same way, Sarge. That's why I don't have a clear directive on whether innocence or guilt is even in the equation in my mind, because there's so many things that the facts only lead you so far. You can't go any further without creating your own obstacles.
Right. And there's no sense in doing that because there's so many cases that we've been stuck on these same cases since I came around.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed since I came around February 2023. Was it when did Koberger the Idaho 4 was in 22 November, right?
Yeah.
November, I forget the date, 13th or something, 2022.
Yeah.
And I didn't come into YouTube on it until February of that year of 23. So I've been around, what is that, a year and a half?
See, I was watching, YouTube at that point, but I didn't have a channel at that point.
I didn't have a channel either, but I was watching and commenting in streams, and then started getting invited up to be on a panel. I started with Dago, and then I moved around to other different panels. And then eventually ended up with Tommy and Golf and Rory, and but even in that we got caught up in a lot of rabbit holes. But he had access to things, and I was asking him, is there a police presence at WSU? And he looked and he found advertisements on the billboard of come apply for a job at the police. Is there any connection between that college and Idaho? And I asked, since he had access to the area and the campus and getting in and out, I asked him a lot of questions that would pertain to maybe having some relevance to this crime. Some things I got completely wrong. Sometimes I got the wrong thought in my head, and but it was interesting. Anyway, so I don't know. Someone's asking about Trump's sentencing date. I don't know what that's got to do with anything in this stream today. You could Google that rather than ask that in the chat room. Yeah, we don't know. I'm going to wait a little bit to see. And I don't know if that picture, I suspect that picture is real, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It looks, if they're saying 20 years old, it looks around that age. Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was a female at first, but it is a male. Has facial hair. That don't mean much these days, but
Well, and he was shot in the head, according to what that witness said. That eyewitness had said. Remember that dude?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that interview with that guy. We saw a guy on the roof. We were pointing to the cops and the Secret Service to get to show them there's somebody on the roof. I don't know if you saw that interview.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, there was.
I've been pretty busy all day today. A friend of mine's the one that told me about it. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to play catch up since I got home, and I got home pretty late, so I'm pretty naive to it.
Now you see that cat on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I had one just like that. My daughter had named it Tiffy, and it had a blue and green eye.
Oh wow,
dude, it was wild. And that cat was awesome, man.
That's a pretty cat right there. Yeah,
a Russian blue.
Yeah.
Taught it to play fetch. Came when you called it, it would come. I would go. It'd come running over, looking. What are we doing now?
Yeah, that's how my mom and dad's cat is. Like, it plays with the ball and it carries it in its mouth just like a dog does.
Yeah. And I taught it. I would flip rubber bands. It would go get him and bring it back and drop it. Look up.
Yeah,
at me.
just like a dog. Yeah,
Yeah. I used to do all kinds of crazy shit. I used to have one cat. I'd chase him around the house with a squirt gun, and it would run and it would hide, and it would come and attack the back of my leg as it was taking off, and I would turn to try to shoot it. And it was fucking awesome, bro. It was a
cats are wild. Cats are wild. They just they make you subservient really quickly.
you go in a bedroom, and I had a machine gun squirt gun. It was battery powered.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And it was a little Uzi, and I'm stalking around the house. Look, the cat ran upstairs. I'm going up the stairs quietly, and the thing would jump out from somewhere and scare the living fuck out of me, and go taking off. And I'm trying to shoot, and the girl I was with at the time, she's like, "You're getting water everywhere." I was like, "Where's the cat?"
Yeah. Cats are entertaining. I'll tell you that for sure, man.
And I preferred them as a house pet because you could put water and food and clean up their litter, and you could go away for 3-4 days spontaneously.
Yeah, that's true.
Cat could take care of itself. A dog, not so much.
Yeah, a dog will tear up your shit.
Yeah, and where's it going to go to the bathroom?
Right.
a cat. So, a cat's going to go do its business in the box. So that was, that's an advantage of a cat over a dog.
Yeah.
But, all right. Well, listen, I'm glad you came in. This has been, I think, the longest stream I've had ever. It's 3 hours and 20 minutes.
This is chump change to me, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Mine are
usually
usually
you guys do 5 or 7 hours. I'm like, wow.
No, I think the longest I've done is like 4 hours. But
yeah, and I don't mind talking. More shit
yeah,
to talk
I
about.
appreciate you having me up here, man. I wasn't trying to start drama with anybody in chat. I just don't like being called names because I'm not calling people names. You know what I mean?
I wish they'd call me names. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
Okay, have at it. Bunch of fucking reality fucking hating lunatics. 5.62 billion fucking morons. Go ahead, call me some names. See if it offends me.
Right. Well, it doesn't offend me. I just think it's stupid. Like if you're an adult and you can't communicate better than calling somebody a name, it's ignorant to me. I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here.
Good having you.
All right. Peace.
All right, folks. I'm going to take my crazy ass down from here. And it's been a very long stream. I want to thank all the likes. We got 111 likes. I like that number, 111. You're number one. We could say that 3 times and still be correct. So that's very nice that we got all of those likes. Now we're at 112. You wrecked my 111, which is fine. We could still say you're number one twice. And I hope you all have a good night. And we will see you Monday unless something crazy comes up and there's a reason to do it Sunday. So until then, take care.